No, I guess not. I don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe they did have Canadian Vikings. It's just they apologize after they took from you.
Just every time they kind of killed someone, they're like, "Oh, I'm really sorry about that.
Really sorry about that. And then they
I'm
killed
sorry
you.
about raping and pillaging your village."
Yeah, in Canada, sure. I'm here for higher education. Sure. Whew. All right, guys. This is it. Number 106 Smudcast. This is part 5 of Why Ray is Not a Mary Sue, the official guide from the Goldman. And we have just been tearing into this video all week. This has been the first for Smudcast to go every day. Every day.
Do you know if he's seen us yet?
Oh, I don't know if he's seen it, but he wanted it to be known that we're doing it. I told him. I've announced it a few times every time I did a share to Twitter. So he knows it's there.
He seems like someone like 8080 chat who's going to be kind of like a butthole on Twitter about it. Like, oh, you tried to debunk my happiness.
Delicious.
He's been nice. I mean, he says he wants to come on in 2 weeks' time, which is totally cool. And I'm like, I doubt it's going to happen, but because we're tearing into him every single time we open our mouths. And he made like 3 or 4 points where he actually agrees that Ray could be something more than not a Mary Sue.
Those points where he agrees is that this is legitimate, but she's not Mary Sue, guys, because I'm going to call her something else, or I'm just going to forgive it.
I forgive this scene. It's like, what does that mean to a movie?
I absolve you. I am the priest of
the priest of Mary Sue.
I absolve you of your sins.
All right, so we've got about 26 minutes to go, a lot less than before. But again, this is all third-party material? Was it not? Because we're almost done the movie of episode 9, so I'm assuming he's going to jump into the books or the comics. I don't know why that's a good argument, but he's going to do it, and we're going to try and get through that. If it's the same style of argumentation, I don't know if we should bother, but okay, we'll give him that, at least the opportunity. So... But yeah, I'm just impressed you guys have made it this far, and we're all together, and we haven't driven ourselves crazy. So yesterday was pretty bad. So Tuesday and Thursday were the worst.
I was gone for a little bit, but no one's ever really gone.
Yes, thank you, Shiny.
Force goes shiny.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's get going, boys.
Maybe we should be fighting what we hate instead of saving what we love.
I don't know.
Let's fight what we hate and fight what we love.
Begins to her way up. This was a neat callback to her first scene in The Force Awakens, so I quite enjoyed this. It's nice seeing things come full circle. And by the way, this climb is insanely difficult. I would bet large sums of money that not a single person watching this video would be able to make that climb with no harness.
Okay. Are you saying she's really, really skilled at climbing?
She's an assassin from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one technique. Okay, that's one skill that we were actually able to see, and they actually set up way before.
Yeah.
So I've never heard anyone complain about her being able to climb things.
Which is interesting because she had this opportunity when? In episode 8? I can't remember when else she could have done this. But there's really nothing about her scavenger background that we could point to specifically in those films aside from episode 9. It's like, oh yeah, she's scavenging. She's rappelling. She's climbing. She's doing whatever. It's like, yeah, okay, great. Makes sense. This is it.
That makes sense. None of this requires any kind of investigation.
Yeah, I know. It's easy to pick this one up compared to everything else. So
what did I miss then when it wasn't playing?
It's like The Purge. It just works, okay? It just works.
Okay.
Oh yeah, what did I miss in the last two? Any highlights you could offer?
Oh dear. Oh.
Remember that scene with the protractor where she's trying to use it to find the Death Star? That was a good thing, apparently. That was a good scene. That was a good scene, Tiny. Yeah, it was a good scene.
How?
His argument that Luke and Rey are the same is that because Luke was weak because he was focusing on being weak, whereas Rey was focusing on her parents, therefore she was strong in the Force. Or some... I don't know. I couldn't... what is going on?
That sound... That sounds insane.
I didn't grasp it the first time. I'm still thinking about it. I was like, wait, so Luke was weak in the Force because he was thinking about trying to be strong, whereas Rey was naturally strong and she was thinking about her parents because that's her weakness, is her need for external validation or something. I was like,
that doesn't make any sense.
Wait. I'm being held back by my desire for ice cream. I don't have any ice cream, therefore I can't move this mountain with my mind. Like, oh, okay. But only ice cream.
Hey, voice.
Good day. Can't join just yet. Just stopping by to say I'll probably be on in about an hour or so.
Good for you.
I'm driving still.
Okay.
How does a radio drive?
We've been through this, Shiny. Your game is old.
No, but how does a radio drive? Answer me this.
No, figure it out yourself. It's a mystery box.
It's a mystery box. You have to open it up.
It's a mystery box. You got to figure it out yourself.
There's nothing inside a mystery box.
Well, you don't know. You haven't opened it.
Well, I've opened other mystery boxes. There's been nothing inside.
The radio itself is the mystery box.
Yes.
And the friends we made along the way.
Exactly.
And it's like the sun.
Something, it blinds you.
something, dark
side. Yeah. So I will be back later. Take care.
All right.
See ya.
Bye, chat. Hi, chat.
Okay.
Wait, I forgot. Was this?
Sorry, Shiny. Something,
or was that a different video? I think that was the morning nonsense thing.
Oh, that was all Metal Gear Solid. That was just constant.
No. Like the other. I'll remember back to like a Star Wars Defense a while back, and it was actually the one which was like talking shit about like Mauler and a couple others. And it was videos in 480p. I was trying to remember if it was this one or that one.
That was morning nonsense. It was a 240p video. That was
I mean,
fantastic.
all these videos just kind of blend together at this point.
They're
all the same.
I wonder why they always have to stay with that. There's no such thing as objective art criticism or this or that. It's like, are they all this mentality? And I don't mind it, but I'm just kind of curious why they all either make a video about that beforehand or have to talk about it in their own video. It seems to be a pattern.
They're free to be wrong. There's no objective criticism, but there is. But it's okay to be wrong.
Like, if you want to do
it... it seems like it's more about how you state it, because if you talk about them kind of being some kind of quality in film, they'll often agree that there's quality in film beyond your subjective enjoyment. But it seems to be very muddled. Like, say, if you say objective, they just don't like the word objective. And it's kind of a lot of the mindset of, if you enjoy a film, then it must be a good film. And if you don't enjoy a film, then it must be a bad film. But then the whole problem is that then you get people who like films and dislike films. And then that's when the subjective argument seems to slip in there. Because they're like, well, this person likes this film, and I don't like it. And this person likes this film, and I also like it.
I see.
If it's all that, then must mean it's all subjective. If quality is linked to your enjoyment,
I see no problem with people saying this or that. It's just when they don't understand the philosophy. If they're going to make an aesthetic argument or a metaphysical argument, it's like, great, okay. You do some homework on that topic. You research. Look at Kant, look at Hume, look at all these other guys who've said these things over the years. Look at some modern philosophers and say why you think that. Don't just say this is impossible. This can't be true. Because if that can't be true, then nothing can be true. People making videos on feminism or this or other lens to understand a piece of work is pointless. It's completely meaningless, whatever perspective you take. It's all randomly subjective, and you find meaning in the smallest of things. And what's the point? So we would like to be a little bit more clear-headed with that and do some research and try and see what's actually there in the film and not try to interpret it symbolically or metaphorically or this or that.
Yeah, so that is just the best way of explaining sort of like objective criticism, just what's in the film rather than talking from emotion.
Yeah, and I don't like the association between aesthetics and ethics or morals. Like, you have to make a moral viewpoint in this film, or it teaches you nothing, or it doesn't have to. It would be nice if every story does that. or
Well, it depends on just what story you want to tell.
Well,
and Neil Gaiman actually has something on that. I think I forgot where he said it. Maybe it was in his masterclass. I forgot, but he says that story should be about something. He specifically said that it can be about that. It can give you like a lesson or be about getting up on your soapbox or something. It doesn't have to, but it should be about something.
Right. Okay.
Well, it's just that there should be a point, really, and your point could be anything, because there's lots of different kinds of films, and you can make your films with different ways, with different subjects, about different things.
All right. So let's get going with the Kingdom Hearts quote from Joe. Thanks, Joe. As always, this is your 13th or 14th in a row. I can't remember, but you're up there. Time for the daily Kingdom Hearts quote. Ain't Sephiroth the one who's supposed to be the dark part of Cloud's heart? And that's a quote by Goofy. Oh my God. Oh God. Yes, they do have Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts, and it's not pretty. Okay. Anyway, let's get back on task here.
Being a badass. And if you think that this makes her a Mary Sue, it's literally a callback to her first time on Jakku's scavenging. When she gets to the top, she finds her way to the throne room. Small tangent, but I love the music that plays here. It's the same theme as Darth Vader's death.
1 second.
Fucking hate Trump. Here's the thing. I really love Trump.
He's handsome, strong, and
gets everywhere.
authoritative.
He gets everywhere. Okay, what's this about?
I have no
Again,
idea.
it's a small thing, but
The music?
I think he just says he likes that.
He just loves it. Can't
It's
get
good
enough of
original
that
trilogy.
shit.
He has a lot of anecdotes that are just meaningless. I like this scene. It's like, yeah, and
They all have that. I just like this thing. And I wish it had something to do with a point that they were making. That's what I'm trying to add into my videos.
Can you imagine writing an essay? It's like, by the way, I really like Aristotle. He was a man. He was old. Yeah, wow.
He's so cool. He was old.
Amazing.
There's a lot of good stuff.
My analysis of Roman economics. By the way, I love Socrates. Love that one story.
Roman economics. By the way, here's the thing. I really love Socrates.
I really hate love Socrates. Tiberius.
I really hate Socrates. He embarrasses me every day.
Yeah,
and that's it.
I love
his
the
reasons.
Yeah.
Music was implemented. So Rey finds her way to the little room where the Wayfinder is, and she has an encounter with the dark version of herself. Dark Rey tells the real Rey to never be afraid of who she is, which is a play on the line that Leia gave earlier in the movie. After a lightsaber exchange, Rey stumbles out of the room, drops the Wayfinder, and Kylo picks it up.
But you're forgetting about the Bilbo teeth. Obviously, that was the most important part of understanding Rey's not being a Mary Sue.
Yeah, someone just cut that same piece, but with the Bilbo teeth.
Bilbo teeth Rey.
So I love this part where the Bilbo teeth come out and she unclicks her Tamagotchi from her belt.
So, does anyone know how Kylo got here? Did he sense her?
Teleportation.
Teleportation? That's a good answer. He just teleported here. Why not? The scene needed him, so boom, he's there. What else?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I guess he had access to the knife.
He did?
Maybe he translated it. Well, yeah, because he had the knife for a little bit because he had Chewie.
Yeah, but he didn't know where to stand with the knife and where to, put the little protractor and look through it and figure out where to go.
Well, wasn't he in contact with the Emperor? Maybe the Emperor would tell him, but we don't know that.
Oh, I guess the Emperor could have done it. Probably might have said something, yeah.
That's the only way. Or Kylo, yeah, you have to kind of go to this place, my old room. I need to go take my triangle.
What if Rey doesn't exist and she's just like a hallucination of Kylo Ren? And the whole time it was just Kylo Ren. And he's got a split personality disorder.
Would explain that one scene coming up later with his dad, whatever that was about.
He's just hallucinating. He's not.
This entire time, it's all just Kylo Ren's he's in a mental asylum.
No, he was exiled because he was crazy.
Started murdering people. Oh, we got to tie you up. Sorry. This movie never happened. It was all a dream.
Starts to straight up bows Rey on the spot. Rey is completely unraveling emotionally. Kylo even points this out when he says, "Look at yourself." Kylo makes one last plea to Rey to turn to the dark side, and after she rejects, he destroys the way.
Did he say that? Let me just check the actual script there. I'm curious. He says these things, and I'm like, did that really happen?
Ray, you want this cupcake? And he just smashes the cupcake.
That would be a fantastic Photoshop.
I don't see. He said it before. I'm going to find you. I'm going to turn you to the dark side. When I offer you my hand again, you'll take it. We'll see. That was way before this scene. What else we got here? The dark side is in our nature. Surrender to it. The dark side of the force is a pathway to many. Oh no, I missed it. Oh no, that's only two times. Yeah, so this is in the scene. Yeah, he says the dark side is in our nature. Surrender to it. All right, that's it.
Find her. This infuriates Rey, and she starts to unleash all her anger. She starts swinging around with Kylo, easily avoiding her. He takes out his lightsaber, and the duel begins.
All of a sudden,
I want everyone to look at the smaller details with this fight. Rey is the one who's completely out of control emotionally, and Kylo Ren is really calm in this whole fight. It's a neat twist because usually it's the Sith that's angry and the Jedi that's calm. However, since Rey is way too emotional right now...
Why would Kylo be angry? Like, what's the reason?
Because he's a whiny man baby.
He's a whiny little bitch.
You just can't get her to date him. That's why.
Why won't you go out with me? Okay.
Why don't you go out with me?
Dark side's cool.
I'm a really nice guy.
Oh, he's a nice guy. He is.
Yeah.
Like,
Did anyone notice in that scene where Rey can now like force freeze? Now she freezes Kylo Ren's lightsaber in the mid-air and then just decides to hit it rather than hitting him, like just slicing his head off.
Well, yeah, she doesn't want to kill him.
She's just really angry.
Yeah, she doesn't want to kill him, but yet she almost kills him.
I wish she
Yes,
did.
that's how that works.
That way, there was no kiss, and the Raylos would get nothing, absolutely nothing, instead of a platonic kiss of gratitude, according to the book.
Oh right.
What I really love, at first I kind of hated the Raylo kiss, but then what I really loved was that they died, and then like at the time I was like, oh, I don't care, but then just knowing that internally the Raylo shippers are just screaming and crying. It's like, okay, now I like the fact that they kissed and then they died. They're like,
that's fair.
You get a taste. You get a taste of this thing, and we're gonna take it away. Fuck you.
It's like a Bane maneuver. I'm going to give them hope, and then I'm going to take it away.
It's just amazing.
What is his quote?
I don't know what his quote. I don't know what his quote is, but it's where he says he's going. What he's going to do is he's going to give Gotham hope, and he's going to take it away.
That's what I would.
That was Bane first. That was Bane's plan.
Bane was Snoke the whole time.
Now is going to draining her out. But let's look
Bane
at the
is from the
dynamics
dark
of this
side.
fight
He's
compared
born
to
in
The
it.
Force Awakens. Unlike that fight, Kylo Ren here is not emotionally compromised. He is 100% healthy and in peak Kylo Ren form. And I think it's safe to say that Rey is also
Peak
significantly better here. She's been training for a year now, and she's just overall stronger with the...
So she's stronger than she's ever been before, and she's getting really angry. It's like, okay, that training really helped out there. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, wasn't part of the crux of the Jedi training is, controlling your emotion? That's kind of a big deal. Also, are we going to give it to him? Are we going to give him the fact that she's been training for a year, even though it doesn't say in the movie?
Yeah, I know. We have no idea how long this has been going on for.
Yeah,
The implication is that she has been because she does all that meditation.
Because of the implication.
She's done it, yeah.
The implication, I think it's outside of the movie, but it's technically, as far as I know, not in the movie itself.
No, not really. I mean, she can't. How does she get better than lifting up all those rocks? The only way that they could think of is that she can now hover. I'm like,
I just
how
really
did she
hate this
learn that?
scene. I hate the scene specifically because for meta reasons.
You're just a sexist.
Also
dude.
for story reasons, because this is dumb.
You're just a sexist. You don't even. You
This
just don't like
is
women.
I hate women. This is the Chudcast. Remember this is the Chudcast. But didn't Mark Hamill? He said, "I want Luke to have a scene where he's floating and has hovering rocks around him," and then they give him nothing. They gave him a boot to the face, and so they gave that scene to Rey as if to just taunt Mark Hamill.
Oh, of course. Nobody likes that guy. He's only the center of everything.
Oh yeah, fuck Mark Hamill.
It's like how they've never worked with Kirk since Generations or whatever. They won't get Shatner back in there, even though he's like survived for years.
I don't think Shatner wants to go back. He doesn't really like that place.
Just pay him enough. He'll go anywhere for money. What, are you kidding me?
Well, that's true. I mean, you pay Shatner enough, he'll put aside anything and he'll start
He'll sing,
doing
he'll
whatever.
dance, he'll ride a horse. Yeah, he'll love it.
Yeah, he'll do
Enough
whatever.
money.
Even outside of the meta, the scene is kind of, well, stupid. Like, not only is Rey flying, but she's also like complaining that she can't hear the voices of the dead. It's like, I can't hear them. I'm flying, I'm lifting rocks, but I'm so frustrated that I can't hear these voices.
The Genius script clearly says they fly now.
I can literally do everything else, but apart from listen to the dead.
She flies now.
And it doesn't even make sense because you never needed special training to hear the voices of the people who've been able to hold their consciousness of from beyond. Another kick to like the continuity is that it was always like a special thing to be, well, not always, but at least the way it was changed in Clone Wars was that it was made so it was only a few people could become Force ghosts, and it wasn't just something everyone could have. But then almost immediately, everyone's a Force ghost. You're a Force ghost. You're a Force ghost. You died before Force ghosts were discovered, but you're also a Force ghost.
It's
And
because
like,
nobody.
throw all the Jedi in there.
It's because nobody wanted to talk to Rey, dude. She could totally hear them if somebody wanted to talk to her.
And nobody did.
Likes her.
Nobody wanted to talk to her. Like,
who's this Rey person?
It's that annoying Rey person again.
I just want to imagine, like, you just got Qui-Gon Jinn. He's just like, the phone's ringing, and then Obi-Wan in the afterlife, he just kind of walks up to the phone, and Qui-Gon just like, no, don't touch it. No.
Oh, it's Rey Skywalker again. That's what she's calling herself these days.
It's like Mace Windu, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Qui-Gon Jinn just having like a poker game.
Can you imagine if I called myself Obi-Wan?
A Force Ghost poker game.
A Force Ghost poker game over there in Force Heaven.
Go fish, Qui-Gon.
You cheating over there.
Motherfucker.
I'm not cheating. Yoda, it's settled then.
I actually want to see like the Jedi use the Force to like play card games. They're, like, instead of just reaching over the table to pick up a card, they just Force pull it over.
Play card games. And they play Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that.
I want to imagine like shuffle a deck using the Force. Like they just kind of spread out in the air and all just collapse into one pile.
I wanna see. It's a shame that in Solo, I really think it was stupid that like they just made the most bare bones plot. I thought it'd be really funny if it turned out that Chewbacca was the one that won the ship, and Han wasn't actually that good at cards.
Wouldn't that be a retcon?
I want iPads installed on all the
because
desks of all the younglings.
Well, I took some credit for it. You know what I mean?
Well, he said Han Solo said he won the ship fair and square. He won the ship.
Yes. But he should win it from Chewie over like some salmon or something. I'll trade you this fish.
It's like, hey, Chewie, I'll give you a fish if you give me the ship.
Hey, Chewie, you're hungry over there. I know. Give me the ship.
What if Chewie won it and then Han played Chewie, and he knew how to beat Chewie, and he beat him?
Because it'd be funny also. Wouldn't it be funny if Chewie was a cheater and so he cheated against Lando? Like just all his character for him.
Well, no one wants to play against a Wookiee because they rip people's arms off when they lose.
Exactly. I guess that would be against canon. I guess that Chewie has to be bad at games, right?
New strategy, R2. Let the Wookiee win.
Well, that should always be the strategy. So
Beep, boop, beep.
Win.
Here is Jake the Surgeon. The strongest tism requires the strongest will.
Here's a
True.
Here's a new strategy, Kylo. Let Rey win.
Is that what Palpatine whispers in his ear?
Calm down, you crazy boy.
Hey, Kylo. Hey, Kylo. Let the bitch win.
4. With Rey being significantly stronger, she still manages to basically lose this fight. This shows that when Kylo Ren is not emotionally damaged, he can easily kick Rey's ass. I was so happy when I saw this in the theater.
The whole reason why they did this scene was because Rey kicked his ass the past 2 films.
This is backwards. About it. This is backwards. This is that whole idea of when he's in full power or whatever, and he beats Rey. That should be in the first movie. And in the third movie, she finally beats him. This is backwards.
Why is she stronger but also angrier and losing? It doesn't make too much sense.
She's stronger. Somehow, I guess she's stronger. She's apparently stronger. And for some reason, now she's worse. She had training. She's stronger. But now she's worse at everything.
You know, even the fact that Kylo is injured, he should still fucking kick Rey's ass.
Yeah, exactly. If not for logistics-wise, then at least narrative-wise. Because if you're planning out a trilogy, if she overcomes her main antagonist, her main opponent in the first movie, there's nowhere for her to go.
And even then, he says, "Oh, well, Rey loses here." No, she doesn't. You know, Leia force projects into Kylo's mind, and then, you know, Kylo's then mourning the death of his mother, and then Rey just kind of stabs him up a little bit.
Was that ever clarified? What happened? I don't think it was a projection. I think they just sensed it somehow, and he just stops fighting, and it's like, oh.
I think it was a projection. It was the same power that killed Luke.
The whole scene is so incomprehensible. Like, is she going to lie down? Like, what's happening? And then
she just lies down and dies. She disappears like much later in the film.
I don't know.
But I guess everyone gets to be a Force ghost. You get to be a Force ghost. You get to be a Force ghost. Kylo, you get to be a Force ghost.
Like how Luke had to go through a whole trilogy of movies to get to where. I mean, Luke had to go through the whole trilogy to get to where he was. Leia just gets handed all this stuff.
Jake the Surgeon, that's her flaw, guys. She trains now. What? If she trains, she's weaker?
It's worse when
she trains now? She trains now.
Let's have the scene where she trains because everyone was complaining. Oh, okay, then we'll make her lose. Like, what? Why? How?
Yeah, I feel like this scene was very like her almost losing was kind of a response to the criticism that she kept winning. But yeah,
it's too late.
Even narrative-wise, you don't win and then win and lose at the end. You lose, win.
This is backwards. That's why I'm saying that she finally trained, and training made her worse. This is backwards. She should have. This is the movie where she's supposed to be winning, not the first movie, not the second movie. This one, and this is the one where she starts losing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I disagree. She should always win because women are obviously superior to men.
Oh yeah, obviously.
It's like win, win, win. Okay.
A lightsaber is only good when it can fit in the hand of a woman.
No, it'll be perfect when it fits a woman. The suit is literal perfection. No. The Anakin's lightsaber is literal perfection. No one going to finish that line?
I hate Batwoman.
She's coarse and rough and gets everywhere.
I think I've erased it from my memory.
She's not going to be all over season 2. Too soon?
Never too soon.
I just hope she has a career after whatever happened.
What? Didn't she almost get crippled by the Batwoman?
Yeah, but it's more like she didn't want that lifestyle of working at that job. So I'm like, okay, she could find work elsewhere, I'm sure, but I just don't know in what sector, you know.
But didn't a stunt go wrong and she got like crippled or something?
She had to get surgery on her spine or something like that. Yeah.
Jesus.
It was kind of dangerous.
Well, maybe if they weren't, stretching their money so thin, they didn't have to worry that they weren't worrying about like safety precautions. Say, hey, yeah, okay, could you just climb that skyscraper? And then, we can't really afford a mat, but what we've done is that we've, have some silly string. And if you ever find yourself in trouble, use the silly string to tie a rope around yourself and loop it around there. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh, what's that? Oh, rather silly string budget. Just land correctly.
Right.
Yeah, so we couldn't afford the mat. You're just going to have to jump off the building and just land on the concrete.
And to shift your weight and your body so that the important parts aren't crushed.
Whatever you do not land on the road. Oh shit, you landed on the road.
It's all road.
Oh yeah. So we got this gun. We couldn't afford a fake gun, but we're pretty sure it's not loaded.
Isn't that what happened in The Crow?
Oh dear.
Well, I remember there are some scenes where they accidentally used real weapons in things like Lord of the Rings, where was it Aragorn acted like a real sword comes flying at him and he manages to deflect it midair.
Really?
Yeah, there were very many
Very close calls.
close call.
Yeah, I don't think a sword going through your face would be a very good look for the production of Lord of the Rings.
Well, it would look cool. It just wouldn't be good for them.
Oh, a sword going through their main protagonist. Or one of their main protagonists, I should say.
Did you get that, Larry? He's dead.
Yeah, next time, try to catch it with your face.
Can you do another take? Nope.
I got it. Oh, the cap was on.
It's amazing acting. It's almost like he's really dying.
How come no one ever seen him after this?
All right, back
Where'd
to
he
one.
go?
Everybody, we're rolling again.
Take two. Hey, can someone get him off the ground? Is he asleep?
Did it hurt?
Bring in our other Aragorn.
Aragorn B.
Here is Joe
Just have
Crazy.
a whole line of actors to replace the next one if one dies.
It's just Orlando Bloom. Now he has to play Aragorn and Legolas.
See,
Oh,
That's
that
why
would make the
clones-
movie good.
that's why
Even
the
better.
clones would be so fantastic for like action movies. Because
You just
all you
kill
have
them?
to do, if they die, you can just replace the actor. It's
We're
that
just
simple.
gonna kill him.
And then Gimli dies too, so it's Orlando Bloom playing Gimli, Legolas, and Aragorn.
Just the same actors.
You can do that with a
clones
deep
play
fake.
all the actors.
Just deep fake all of the actors. Just get a bunch of no-name actors
yeah,
and then just deep fake everyone's face on them.
you could do that now.
That'll be horrifying.
All right, here's Joe Crazy. The only Ruby Rose performance I liked was her as the mute in John Wick 2.
I don't have anything to say about her.
Yeah, if you're going to hire a female actor, just make her quiet. Just
Yeah,
don't give her any
women should be
lines.
seen and not heard, obviously.
That's when they're at their best.
Well, Ruby Rose isn't she like Australian? So she's an Australian actress trying to play Americans a lot of the time.
She is?
Really?
I thought she was Australian.
I have
I thought
no
she was
idea.
lesbian.
Hey, she's from that one island.
No, they hate that. They're very anti-lesbian.
They're anti-lesbian.
Yeah.
That's so scathing. This lightsaber literal perfect. It will once it fits an inside a woman's Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. What the heck did I just read, sir?
Oof,
That sounds like the XXX parody of Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
I was written in translator English.
Whoa. Anyway, 2 minutes, 29 seconds. Let's keep going.
Because it did everything I said about Rey and Kylo in The Force Awakens. Kylo lost that fight because he had just killed his father and it made him weaker. Had that not happened, the fight would have been
Pain.
over much sooner and Kylo would
pain
have
doesn't
won.
make
So after fighting
Sith
for a few
weaker, it
minutes,
makes
Rey
them
gets
stronger. There are many times in like other material stories and such where a Sith would kill the person they love and care about in order for the pain to fuel their strength and make them stronger. I think Malgus was one of those. He had a wife or a girlfriend who was a Twi'lek, and he loved her and he killed her to remove his weaknesses and for his pain to fuel his power.
That's why he killed his dad in the first place. It wasn't just to make him weaker or something. That'd be silly. It's to Sith tend to do that. They tend to just destroy the things that they love, so that they can get stronger and remove their weakness.
I
So
like how he
should have
got
stronger.
nothing. He got nothing at all out of it.
Which didn't make sense from Snoke when he says it's cut you to the bone. It's like it's supposed to hurt. That was the point. It's supposed to destroy you from the inside, so you have all this rage and confusion to play with. Like, isn't that a good thing, Mr. Sith Lord Master dude? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what is the philosophy of the Sith anymore? Just kill people because I said so and just forget about it? Like, what?
He didn't realize that the power of his love for Rey would turn him to the light side again. You guys just don't see it, how wonderful of a love story this is.
Oh yeah, the big raging love that we saw between him and Rey at some point, apparently.
The love between a man and his victim.
The reason why I hate Raylo so much is because they started the ship, and then Ryan Johnson came in, and he cared so much about the meta that he made Raylo canon.
So here's the
He's like-
thing. I really hate Raylo.
I really love Raylo. It's like so hot. Oh my god.
It embarrasses me all the time.
Raylo is really retarded.
You guys are
These
just
two should
bigots.
hate each
You
other.
guys are just against love. You guys just never need to be with a woman. You'll never be with a woman. Incels.
I find it
virgins.
hilarious when they start. People start coming out saying that, oh my god, Raylos are so toxic. They're like supporting, abusive relationships. It's like, watch them eat themselves.
The relationship is not
There's-
abusive. They have no relationship. So how can it be abusive?
If
They're
there's
just
two things
enemies.
I love, okay, it's K-pop and Raylo.
That's
all I care
right.
about. I'm 12.
Quentin
14,
reviews
whatever.
probably.
It's
And
South
Coffee.
Korean boy
Another thing that
bands.
I handled really poorly was like in the film they tried to do like there's two people in Kylo Ren. There's Ben Solo and there's Kylo Ren, but they did nothing to distinguish the two. Kind of like how in the original trilogy where they kind of refer to Anakin and Vader being different people. Like so if Vader even refers to as like the man who was your father is gone or something, or
Yeah.
that was like Anakin Skywalker was weak. I killed him.
I'm now. That's,
But
I'm now Super Mario. I'm no longer movie
yeah,
Bob.
referring to like Anakin and Vader as being two different people, and then the whole Return of the Jedi not being the return of Luke Skywalker, but being return of Anakin. So like that duality was done pretty nicely, and I wish there was a little more focus on it, but I'm fine with how it is. But then you go to like Ben Solo and Kylo Ren, and there is absolutely no distinguishment between the two. They're pretty much the same.
Here is Jake the Surgeon again. Women weaken legs. Okay. We don't need them. They need us. For strong legs? What are you talking about? What's going on here?
I don't know. It's something to do with legs and
Yep.
weakness.
They're maybe Ray's weaknesses are legs, and she needs more
Hmm.
Well,
lower
then
body
they should
support.
cut off the legs.
What?
Then you just run around with your hands. Hands for legs.
Maybe Kylo's weakness is legs.
You see, if you cut off your legs, you're just cutting off like a lot of weight that you really don't need, and then just run around.
Maybe
should
Kylo
fly
skips
anyway.
on leg day and he does crunches all day. Get that nice chest to show off. It's like Ryan's like, okay, driver, I want you to do like 100 crunches every hour. Just keep going every day for 2 months. Like, all right, yeah, sure, we can do that.
Really tired, and Kylo just unleashes on her. This would not happen to a Mary Sue. Mary Sue
do
do
you
not
know?
get tired during fights.
Yes, they do.
Wait, where is she tired?
And what definition of Mary Sue does it say? Mary Sue do not get tired during fights.
Also, is he taking into account what happens next? He's about to win. He's about to. And then all of a sudden, Leia steps in, and then Rey pretty much almost kills him.
That's almost like what was it? The universe bends around the Mary Sue. So the Mary Sue is about to lose. The universe bends itself in half so that she can win. How is that not a Mary Sue moment?
Most importantly, wouldn't lose a fight either. So Rey basically losing this fight is another great example of how it's impossible for Rey to be a Mary Sue.
What fight did she
This-
I mean, it's
this
another
is-
example of terrible choreography.
This
What
is
fight did she lose?
this is exactly the same as the throne room scene where she goes to Snoke. Snoke overpowers her, and then Snoke dies. In this case, Kylo overpowers her, and then Kylo dies.
I've yet to see a fight where she loses. What fight did she lose? Far as I remember, she got up and killed Kylo Ren. It's not really
And
so
then
much
she
losing a
persuaded
fight.
Kylo Ren to join like the light side again.
Yeah, she was so awesome that not only did the universe bend itself in half to get her to win, she then goes, kills Kylo Ren, learns a brand new force power called force healing, brings him back to life from the brink of death, and then turns him to the light side. But it's impossible that she's a Mary
Also,
Sue.
how does Rey turn Kylo into the light? His father couldn't do it.
She's a Mary Sue.
The reason why, like,
Because of
Luke could
love.
bring his father back was because he was his son. And then the reason why Rey brings Kylo back makes no sense. If his father couldn't bring him back, then who? Because at that point, you would think that the moment he killed his father, there was no coming back for him. But then, so he's fine with killing his father, but when it comes to like Rey, Rey just turns him like that. The power of the boner apparently triumphs over all.
Well,
Yes.
not overall. The power of the Mary Sue triumphs even over that.
Oh, that's
what
very
you,
true.
you mean the power of the simp?
The love of the simp and the Sue.
You see, Kylo Ren is so much of a simp. Like he'll just join Rey like that, even though
Rey's
his
simp
father
walker.
couldn't turn him.
Like every instance, almost nearly every instance, where he says that it's impossible for her to be Mary Sue. We analyze the instance he's talking about, and it's so blatant that she's a Mary Sue. It's like the opposite of what he's suggesting.
Did she?
Oh, it's impossible. Therefore, it's impossible. No, it's not impossible.
Did
In fact,
she even get
this
hit?
whole moment this declares her as a Mary Sue even worse than before.
They're like jumping around and swinging wildly. Did any of them hit each other? Like a slice, or like a glancing blow or something? Like anything? I don't think so. I think they all missed each other and blocked. Like at least in the fight with the first fight they had in episode 7, Rey clearly was beating him up, like just slicing him up and this and that. But this nothing happened, and then boom, he's dead.
I just like his whole argument here is that she gets tired during this fight, therefore it's impossible for her to be Mary Sue. Like, where's it written that Mary Sues don't get tired? Where is it written?
Well, I think he's referring specifically to her almost losing. Mary Sues don't almost lose.
Yes, they do. They almost lose, and then the universe intervenes to make them win, which happens here, by the way.
However, right before Rey would have been possibly killed, Leia reaches out to her son one last time.
Yes,
Now, to
I'm
those
glad
who
you
say
noticed.
Rey's a Mary Sue because Leia sacrificed her life to save Rey,
Yes.
you have completely misunderstood this scene.
Oh, have I?
genuinely believe that Leia didn't think of Rey
You
one
believe.
bit
Okay,
during this
so
scene,
if
and
you-
all she wanted to do was reach out to her
The thing
son.
is, it's never one
She might not have said
situation that
anything,
makes a
but I
character
always
a
got the
Mary Sue. Like, because a lot of these situations would be fine on their own. Well, some of them would be fine on their own. For example, this scene here, Rey almost losing and then getting saved by someone else, or that could easily happen to Luke. Luke in episode 4 is about to lose. He's about to get killed by Vader, and then all of a sudden, Han comes in. His Han saves Luke, and then they're able to win. But it's the context of everything around the situation is the whole world has to bend to it. And there's only so many times which you can have the world bend around the character in order to make them win. And because this fits in with every other situation, all of these situations together make her a Mary Sue. It's not one instance, and one instance doesn't invalidate all the other instances. It's everything else around it, not just one.
Impression that he felt she still loved him, regardless of what he did to Han. And while Ben was distracted
What?
by the death of his mother,
Let me rewind that.
she might not have said anything, but I always got the impression that he felt she still loved him.
Yeah, I think mothers
What?
tend to love their sons in general.
Okay. I thought you meant Rey. Race? How you get to send the races of them? No. Okay, good. It's Leia.
Regardless of what he did to Han.
He's-
And while Ben
Wait,
was
wait, wait,
distracted
wait,
by
wait,
the
wait,
death
wait.
of his
But
mother,
Kylo Ren was
Rey was
fine.
able to take
It can't be the death of his mother because he was fine with the apparent death of his mother before. Do you remember when they shot at the bridge and she was thrown out into space?
Yeah, he was fine. She's dead. Okay.
He hesitated
No,
and he didn't
he-
do it, but he didn't exactly
Yeah.
cry over the supposed death of his mother.
Yeah, she was pretty much dead. I mean, he thought he thought she was dead because the only way she could survive is by breaking reality and then floating back to the ship somehow, which happened for some reason.
People when you fire a missile at someone and they get sucked out into space, the assumption is it's kind of assumed that they're dead. Because that would make sense.
So somewhere along the way, Kylo Ren had to figure out his mother was still alive, and we don't get to see that realization because the audience knows it because we saw it, but never in episode 8 does that happen. I think. And never in episode 9. It's just sort of that thing that JJ forgot to tell the audience about Kylo Ren. because we had the knowledge, but Kylo doesn't. Which would be kind of weird if he thought she was dead, and all of a sudden he gets this feeling that she's just been killed. You're like, wait a second, I thought you were dead, and then boom, nope, now she's really dead.
Guess she really is dead.
Now she is dead. Like, wait, I mean, like, whoa.
So, hey, imagine that confusion. So like, yeah, oh holy shit, my mother's alive. Oh holy shit, she's dead. Wait, what the fuck?
Here is Jake the Surgeon again. Thank you, sir. Rey fulfills the prophecy of ending the Sith and not the literal chosen one. How in Abby's gains does that not automatically give her at least some Sue status?
Abby's holy gains.
Yeah, that's a lot of gains.
Wait, wasn't she part of a cult or something? Abby?
No.
No, Ray was part of a cult, obviously.
Oh yeah, obviously.
I just
It
like
was
this
called
scene.
The cult of the Iron Church.
The Resistance were obviously a dangerous cult, and they needed to be stopped. You know, the First Order was just trying to bring order to
They were a holy order of knights.
the galaxy.
Well, we had the Knights of Ren. We're not sure what that was all about. We did have some sort of fish nuns. I don't know what they were nuns over.
We do know that from some stormtroopers that the Knights of Ren are really cool.
I love that's a line in the script. They needed to make sure that you knew that they were cool.
They did. That's an actual line in the script. The Knights of Ren, cool.
Knights of Ren, cool.
And I like how now the
Just like
cool as a lingo term is now canonical in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
in Star Wars.
Totally radical, guys. Tubular. I wonder
Like,
if that's.
I
if that's
had
in
an
there, too.
issue when Knights of the Old Republic used.
You cut out there, Shiny.
The word jerk because it didn't really. But I'm even less sure about cool. What?
You just cut out there for the first part of your sentence, but that's okay.
Oh.
We got what you were saying. Tyler Preston. Rey Palpatine killed 2 Skywalkers in 1 stab. Trying to think about
what I
that.
was saying was.
You were trying to say something and you still can't say it, Mr. Shiny.
God damn it! Okay, so what I was trying to say, hopefully I don't cut out this time, is that I think I had a bit of a problem when Star Wars and the Old Republic, the Old Republic MMO. There's a character in it called Kira that really she likes to say the word jerk a lot, and I wasn't quite sure how that works in Star Wars because it's not really a word which I think fits in very well, but cool is also there in the list of words which I don't really think fit well into a Star Wars script. Did you get that?
Yes, we did. There's a problem with having anachronistic terms and phrases based off current language usage or culture, which I guess a writer can't really get out of too much. But they can
I
certainly...
suppose it's certain words which just wouldn't work in that galaxy because they have it would kind of be specific to like the word cunt. Like the word cunt just kind of removed of like swearing and all that. It's kind of more common in like certain regional areas. So it's more you want to use words which would be more cross-lingual because then it would be more believable in the Star Wars language.
Well, I would argue to say the writer should make their own lingo and euphemisms and terms and what have you, and specific to that culture. Like frack is a very good one for Battlestar Galactica. You hear that a lot. So
I believe Star Wars has Carabast, and Red Dwarf has Smeg.
right, it's the same thing with Clone Wars. They have clankers, right? That's a slang term. So things like that they should do.
Yeah.
They should do things like that, and that's all you got to do to make it more specific to that world, as opposed to using all the euphemisms of the English language from like the UK or so. Like that would not work. Although it could because they're all British voiced for some reason. I don't know why. All the Imperials are from Great Britain.
Well, obviously because we train like the best naval officers.
Obviously, because that's the accent of tyranny. Obviously,
Yes.
Yeah, true.
The galaxy.
Resist all British
Well, you
imperialism,
see,
my fellow Americans.
what happened is that the British Empire never really went away. It just kind of found a time machine and just went into a galaxy far, far away and became the Empire.
Real
It's like,
British has never
look,
been
we have
tried.
spaceships now.
Yeah, that's true. Real British imperialism has never been tried. We all know this.
The
Yeah,
Space
exactly.
Navy. All
The
right.
British Empire shall commence again.
Okay.
It's true, you know.
Jake the Surgeon. Rey ate the bigot sandwich. That's why she didn't obliterate Kylo.
She was weakened.
Weakened by
The
steak.
bigot sandwich was very effective against her diversity.
His lightsaber stab him through the chest. Rey then feels Leia's death as well. Filled with guilt, she
How does she do that? How does she feels Leia's death by stabbing? Like, what is going on here? Does anyone know?
Nano
How?
Like,
machine,
she
son.
Yeah.
She dies, and then like Rey turns, and then, oh look, I just feel it. It's a bit of a lag, but I still got it there in the end.
It's just nanomachines. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's just nanomachines.
Was-
Okay? That's all it is.
Was she like a Wi-Fi broadcast on full blast? Just like, okay, I'm going to tell everyone I'm dead now through the Force. Okay. Hit Kylo first, and then she felt it through Kylo. Like, oh, okay.
I don't think she hit it through Kylo. I think it was supposed to be inferred that she has some kind of Force connection with Leia. Like, she had some kind of Force connection with Luke, but then that usually happens after you have, like, a really deep relationship with someone. If, like...
Not like our connection with you,
There.
Shiny.
So that's kind of...
Shiny, you keep dying. Shiny, where are you? Where did you go? Let me change the server on you, okay, Shiny?
I swear it must just be... It might just be the laptop.
All right, we're on Europe, baby. How's it going?
Well, I don't know if this is going to improve, but it might be that it's the laptop, because it's using the same internet that it was on before I moved to university.
Oh.
The only thing that's changed is this piece of shit.
Well, we're in the EU right now, or the what do you call it? The European flag. I can't remember the European Union flag. So yeah, there we go. We're on that server.
I don't get it.
Oh right, Jake the Surgeon. Thanks again. I like to think Rey killed Leia. It makes me laugh. Oh, that no, that doesn't make sense, sir. No, please don't think that. That's confusing.
I think Ray killed Leia.
I don't know.
Yes.
I think that was
yes,
that was wasn't that ER's kind
That's
of
ER, yeah. And
yeah,
it's very true. It's always been that way.
So when Ray stabbed Kylo, she kind of stabbed through Leia, and she killed them both. That's how it works now.
All right. Okay. 2 minutes, 3 seconds. Sorry, 3 minutes, 40 seconds. There we go. I was reading that wrong. 2 hours, 3 minutes, 40 seconds. There, I can read. I'm good.
decides to heal Kylo. She proceeds to tell him that she did
Okay, yeah. How did she do this? Anyone? No? We have no idea? Okay.
She's
want to
magic.
take his hand, but Ben's hand. She then proceeds to take his TIE fighter and
Oh,
leave
Ben.
the planet.
I
guy.
didn't want
I
your
remember that
hand,
guy.
but I could take your TIE fighter.
I like how you
Give me your
worded that.
hand.
It feels like the way he worded it sounds like Ray just jacked his TIE fighter.
Yeah.
It also sounded like she wanted his hand, like literally the object, to like get into some palm scanning thing.
Instead of stealing his heart, she stole his
You know
TIE
what it
fighter.
is?
Yeah.
It's the goofiest arc I've ever heard because she goes from not wanting to hold Finn's hand to wanting to hold Kylo's hand or Ben's hand. It's all that hand holding.
I swear to God, this laptop's a hunk of shit. I'm gonna
But
throw out this bloody window.
That was her real arc along the way.
Yeah, she learned that holding hands was good. That was the real arcs that we met along the way.
Yeah, boys aren't icky, guys. Except Kylo, but, he's okay now.
Yeah, you can always turn the bad boy good is the message I got from
First
Star
you
Wars.
kill the man, then you bring him back to life.
I think the real message we can get from the sequel trilogy is that if the man has committed horrible genocide and is responsible for the death of billions and trillions of people, he can still turn good. You can still change him.
How hot is he? How hot are we talking?
Yeah, that's,
well,
that's the real
Anakin
question.
Skywalker is really hot.
Asking
Very.
the real facts, questioning the real answers.
He's not as hot as a lightsaber. Let me tell you that.
Well, Anakin's about the
that's true.
temperature of lava.
That's pretty hot.
And this was the last straw for Rey. I don't think
Why was it the last straw for Rey? Tell what are you talking about? Why did she run away? Like, what's going on? She kills
She just
Kylo.
kind of walks off for no reason.
She kills
The
Kylo,
First Order banned all the straws.
brings him back,
Yeah,
feels
right.
sad, and then just scurries off. You're like, why is she, like, what happened?
The First Order banned all the straws. They got
She
into
was
too
out of
many of those,
straws.
too many Gungan blowholes.
Going
That's the last straw, Kylo.
litter in the ocean. Whatever. I can't fucking do.
I'm
him.
tired of these
My voice
motherfucking
is
Sith
trash.
on this motherfucking Death Star.
Oh, yeah, now I want to see a movie where Mace Windu would just by himself kills everyone on Death Star. Be good.
So Rey is inextricably scared and runs away because she killed Kylo? I don't get it. And then brings him back to life, and she's sad. What is happening in the story at this point?
Yeah, she just kind of abandons everyone to leave them die, and then just. I think the whole reason why they had that scene was probably because of reshoots, and then they just needed to put Mark Hamill in the film somewhere.
But what is going through her head? Like, she's won the fight. Okay, she's sad that Leia's dead. She manages magically to bring back Kylo. In her mind, she's like, "Oh, my master's gone. I really like Kylo now. I'm gonna run away." And you're like, "Why? What happened? What are you like? What's going? I don't understand. Why would you run? You just saved this guy."
Earlier, he was talking about the scene between her and Kylo, and he says, "Sorry," she says, "that I wanted to take your hand, Ben's hand." It's like you don't even know Ben Solo. Why do you want to take his hand?
I'm trying to figure this out. I have the script in front of me.
It's all nonsense.
Yeah, there's really no. Yeah, that's the only line. Rey says Leia, and that's when she realizes Leia's dead. Then we see all the breathing, and then Rey force heals Kylo. There's more breathing, and then there's only that one line. I did want to take your hand, Ben's hand, and then we just cut to a scene with Maz, and you're like, what? That's it.
Then she does a Roadrunner act, and she pisses off.
Yeah. There's no understanding of the context of what's happening with these characters. I just feel like leaving.
Rey went into the fight with the intention of wanting to kill Kylo, but she almost did that anyway.
She did do that.
He was dead for rights. He was stabbed once, funnily enough, in the same place that the where Chewie hit him. I think it was like is almost the exact place where Chewie hit him.
No, it's the opposite side, but the way that if you actually slow, I did slow it down because I was doing a video on that for Vosh, and it was like very, very far to the left of his torso, like so it would have grazed his ribs. So it might have punctured a lung, but you can't really. It's hard to say. It's really
So wouldn't he be like struggling to breathe?
Yeah, force, medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if a lightsaber cauterizes a giant hole in the middle of your lung, I think you may have a little bit of breathing problems, partly because the air is going to be escaping through the giant gaping hole in your side.
Burning. Yeah.
At this, she can't trust herself, and honestly, I wouldn't trust myself either.
Why?
But how?
Why? They were trying to kill each other. What are you getting at, sir? She tried to kill him. She did. Then she felt Leia died, and then for some reason she brought Kylo back.
And you can't even pull up the part where she almost killed Chewie because she didn't
Only for
kill
him to die
Chewie.
later.
There was no consequences for her quotation marks losing control there. It's all not.
Like, is this her plan? I want to turn Kylo back to the light side. How do you do it? You kill Kylo and then bring him back to life? Like, what if Leia didn't die? Would Kylo be like, hey, I'm back. Why'd you do that? Oh, yeah, we're fighting. So you want to join the dark side again? Wait, what's like? I assume resurrection reset his personality.
It's like when you reboot just any kind of computer.
I don't know.
It's the factory reset on a phone.
Yeah, like what's going on here? Like he's sad his mother died. Oh, then I died. Oh, that's so tragic, man. Oh, then I got brought back to life.
That's what I've been doing to people? Wow, I'm a terrible person.
Is that it?
Kylo Ren's like, holy shit, this soul stabbing thing really hurts. Like I've been stabbing people this entire time. Why didn't no one tell me this hurt? Holy shit, I did this to my father.
I'm terrible.
I'm a terrible person. And then it's just, I want someone to like edit the Windows, like you know the sound Windows used to make in like Windows 7 or something when you turned on your computer, like the dun 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 dun. I want that to be kind of just edited over Kylo Ren.
Have you seen the
reset button?
The moment in Death Note where Light just kind of like surrenders his Death Note and he just kind of loses all of his memories from him being Kira, and he just resets his old personality. He's like a good guy again. It's kind of like that, where he comes back to life. Suddenly, he's a good guy again.
Just forgets that whole power ruling the galaxy thing. It's like, oh, I died. Whoa, I should stop. Everything else. Like, okay.
Yeah, Kylo Ren must be really easy to convince because, like, Snoke just kind of pops along one day. It's like, hey, do you want to be dark? He's like, oh yeah, sure, that'd be cool. And
yeah, sure, why not?
And then later, Rey just kind of comes along. It's like, hey, do you want to join us? Oh yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Palpatine just comes along. It's like, hey, we have cookies. Like, oh my god, I really want those cookies. And then he joins the dark side again.
Kylo Ren, do you want some cookies? Yeah, sure, why not? I'll take some of those. It sounds good to me.
At least
it just goes with it. It's like it just goes with the whatever. I mean, it just goes with the flow.
If you look at Anakin, at least he had a reason. It was a dumb, weird, nondescript, solidified reason of getting knowledge.
What I really want now is like just Iroh from Avatar, and now I want to see Uncle Iroh as like the Emperor of Star Wars.
Okay.
It's like he's just really nice and he's kind of wise.
Yeah.
She's
still
putting her friends in danger. She's killing people she doesn't want to kill.
She didn't put her friends in danger. That never happened.
She can't control her emotions. She's really starting to give into the dark side.
How do you know?
Dumb.
What? Because she's emotional?
Leia was a terrible teacher.
Well, yeah, I mean, what was she ever good at?
Floating through space.
She was terrible in TLJ, remember? So maybe she's
really good at floating through space and not breathing.
What a loser! She didn't even save the day.
She didn't have purple hair or anything.
What did Leia teach her? Obviously not to be a Jedi, because now she's angry and swinging her sword wildly and killing people.
You see, this is what happens when women go into the classroom. You should never have a woman teach anyone anything. You see, this is the message that they're putting forward in this new Star Wars.
Here's the thing.
Whoa.
Yeah, Leia teaches Rey, and then Rey becomes worse.
Yeah, Yoda made Luke better. What's the difference here? They're both old. What's the difference between Leia and Yoda?
Well, obviously, Leia beat the shit out of Luke.
Yeah, but Luke was like a wimpy farm boy. Yoda made him way better. Yoda made him better. I mean, he was maybe not better than Leia, of course, obviously.
No, but do you remember the point in the film where they retconned it so Leia was better at fighting than Luke?
Yeah, I saw that.
It shows that them training, and then Leia just kicks Luke's ass, and they're both blind as well.
So they can. So Rey and Leia will have one thing in common: they both beat up Luke Skywalker
with lightsabers.
Ooh.
I don't know if training with lightsabers is a very good idea when you're blind. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a good idea.
Oh yeah, they put like shields over their heads so that they couldn't see, and they're like, okay, well now we're gonna do some really dangerous thing with these glowy sticks.
Here's Joe Crazy. Ren, am I the bad guy? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious on how they do like lightsaber training because, like, okay, little Jimmy and little Jeff. Okay, you're both 9 years old, but what I want you to do is take these really dangerous weapons and then try to beat each other up with them while not killing the other. All right, go ahead.
And she's the granddaughter of the man who's about to take over the galaxy. I
So?
know I've said this like 100 times by now, but I'm not going to stop. Someone as insecure as Rey cannot possibly...
How is she insecure? Tell me. What is she insecure about?
She's not secure about how powerful she is, or something. Isn't that the argument he was making
Yes,
before?
but that's a Mary Sue thing. She's
That
so
she's so insecure about how powerful she is.
that is deliberately. Yeah, I could reference it. We've done this several times, but they're so like concerned about how powerful they are. They don't want to hurt anyone or something like that.
Oh, I'm too powerful.
I can actually search that up. Yeah, that's one of her faults. Like she's so strong, she's scared of how strong she is.
Isn't that the reason why Luke wouldn't train her as well? It's like, I saw this raw power once before. I wasn't scared of it now. I am now. Also, I wasn't scared of it then. I am now. Buddy, buddy, bah.
When the author tries to play it as so strong as to be a disadvantage, that's a sign you're dealing with a Sue. The other characters will constantly bring up how beautiful she is, even if the readers have no reason to believe it themselves. Alternatively, an author might realize how common a trait this is and downplay the character's beauty. We're talking about beauty here. And we'll forget to address all the other problems. This usually makes her suitiful all along, or an anti-Sue, which is where you don't have any powers, but all your schemes and desires come up true anyway.
be a Mary Sue. All the
I love
things
the
I
image
just
that very
mentioned
Joker
are
put
not
in which all the
something that would
Padawans
happen to a
blind.
Mary Sue. And a Mary Sue definitely wouldn't run away from everything and attempt to exile herself just because she feels she cannot control her power.
Why not? How is
She's
that?
still powerful. Again, you can't look at one point in the films and just say, well, because of this, she's not a Mary Sue. Because there's just so many other things that make her the Mary Sue.
I'm just curious what argument this is. They don't get scared of their own power, or what? Why is she running though? Like, we don't know.
Why are you running?
She's in control. Kylo's no longer a threat. Why is she scared? Because you defeated your enemy and brought him back to life? Like, imagine
Yes.
fighting your enemy.
She's scared of how awesome she is.
That's, I guess.
She
Also-
realizes she could have killed anybody anywhere. What is she? The power, great power, responsibility, power.
You know, one thing I'm still confused about is
One thing?
why does the ship like light up like a it just the ship that Kylo Ren's ship, it just burns really easily.
Yeah, I know. It's like kindling.
It just sets on fire.
My spaceship's on fire. It's like, it's made of steel. Like, what are you doing? Here's Joe Crazy. Jedi teacher. Okay, kids, time for the fight pit. Oh, no. That's all
And then
George's fault.
I love what Joker put in the DMs as well, where it's just all the kids who are completely blind with their blast shields down, and they're all just kind of waving their lightsabers around. Like, that one over there looks like they could actually hit that person.
Look, kids can handle lightsabers. They're adults, okay?
Here's Jake the surgeon. Research is the gay. I what? Research?
The big gay.
Power. After watching this scene, how could you possibly think Rey is still a Mary Sue?
I always do.
What is your definition that makes her not a Mary Sue here? I don't know where you're getting at, sir. Something
Again,
happens in the
just because
story where she's scared, therefore she's not a Mary Sue. Why is
Just
she
because you
scared? How?
Just because you have one scene of this, it doesn't mean your entire character's just suddenly not a Mary Sue. It doesn't undo all this other time she's been a Mary Sue. Again, why does the ship just light on fire? It's bothering me. It just sets ablaze.
Does it hurt?
I'm trying to think of that term. Is it wankst or wargsed? What's that term again? Wangst. Its angst can create compelling drama, character development, and interesting psychology when well done. Okay. This is in relation to her past, though, for Mary Sue. But we don't know why she's angry and scared and yada yada. And Luke doesn't help matters either.
She is running away because she is scared. I wish this was enough to
Scared
end
of
this
what?
debate, but we still got a whole third act of this movie to cover. So she arrives on Auk 2, the same island Luke was on in The Last Jedi, and the same island he was in exile all those years, and begins to destroy the TIE fighter. The TIE is on fire, and she is chucking logs into it.
But why?
She's chucking logs.
But why? Why would you do that?
What are you scared of,
Why?
Ray?
The ship's on fire. It's like, yeah, a log. That'll really set up a blaze. Just throw it on there.
So
But why?
A log.
Luke came here to escape his what? What was he trying to run away? Why did Luke run away? I'm trying to remember.
Well,
He wanted
I
to
don't
die.
know. Yeah, he came. We went there to die.
That's The Last Jedi. And then before that, it was just because they couldn't figure out how to make the new characters interesting with him in the movie.
So she's here because she's scared. Scared of what? I mean, if you can accidentally kill someone, you could also bring them. Like, she has the liberty of killing people. She could bring them back to life.
I don't understand it.
Rey literally has the power over life and death right now.
Maybe if there was like some
So,
philosophy,
she
like she's
can
like,
just give life to anyone.
yeah.
Also, I
maybe-
like how TIE fighters don't blow up when you set them on fire. They just burn
Slowly
perfectly.
burn.
Like a Christmas
They just burn.
like a tree.
Christmas
They
morning.
don't have fuel.
So, like, if she was concerned about her powers, that, oh my God, people are going to want to be near me, they might die, I have to choose life and death. It's like, okay, maybe that's a concern, and maybe you're suddenly given all this responsibility you don't want. But we don't know what's going through her head. This is usually a part in a book where there's a lot of introspection and there's a lot of narration and there's no dialogue, where she's like, okay, I got to run. I'm scared of what's happening, and we get an insight into their motivations. We have no understanding exactly of what's going on. And it's kind of important to know that when you're traveling across the galaxy to hide and you're trying to burn your bridges. What's going on here? It really helps the motivation when you're having a tragic character and you understand the actual tragedy.
The goal here is to destroy her only means of transportation, so she cannot leave the island, stuck in isolation like Luke was. She takes one last look at the Skywalker saber, the thing she never felt worthy enough to wield, and chucks it into the fire as well. However, the ghost of Luke Skywalker is there to catch it. Rey's like, OMG, it's Master Skywalker, and Luke is like, what the hell are you doing? She explains
Why
to
are
Luke
you
that
doing
she saw
exactly
herself
what
on
I
the
did,
throne
you
of the
idiot?
Sith, and she won't let it happen.
A
And that she's gonna
genuine
do what
weapon
he
deserves
did
more
in
respect.
Skywalker, and Luke is like, what the hell are you doing? She explains to Luke that she saw herself on
Although to be fair, this is one of the best parts of the movie, because that's what the best parts of the entire reason why Rise of Skywalker exists is that it's just a middle finger to Rian Johnson. So it's kind of cathartic because Rian Johnson just smugly put his middle finger up to all the Star Wars fans for like 2 hours in TLJ. And then J.J. Abrams has said, you know what, take this, Rian Johnson. He just stuck his middle finger right back at Rian Johnson. So it's a
Body slammed him, like drop kick.
yeah, it was fantastic. So I mean, that's why Rise of Skywalker, I prefer to watch. If I had to watch a sequel trilogy movie, whatever hellish reason that might be, I would pick Rise of Skywalker over any of the other three,
God.
or any of the three.
No.
All right, so the line she says is, I saw myself on the dark throne. I won't let it happen. I'm never leaving this place. I'm doing what you did. So she's scared of
She's just scared.
what
Scared
dark
of
throne?
being
Like, what
She saw herself turning to the dark side, but she hasn't done anything other than accidentally unleash some lightning, which is dark side. Ooh.
Ray,
And then she
this is
saw
your
a dark
third
side.
movie. This is your third movie, Ray. You're not supposed to be this weak anymore. Second movie is where you're supposed to be having these feelings, okay? The third movie, you're supposed to be over this. You're supposed to be a peak condition. You're supposed to be at your the highest point in your career. You're not supposed to be scared and wimpy and wondering what to do. Okay, you're supposed to be a full-fledged hero taking on the final challenges of your career. What are you doing?
You know the reason why they did this though is because JJ was trying desperately to make her look less like a Mary Sue by making her look more like a Mary Sue, and that's why he made him almost he made her almost lose, and then he makes her afraid, and he tries to add the dark side to her to try and make herself look less like a Mary Sue, but inadvertently makes her look more like a Mary Sue.
And unfortunately, it's too late for that. It's way too late.
Okay, so the whole thing hinges on this one sentence where she has a force vision or whatever of her being the Galactic Empire or the Emperor. I don't like. Was that the point? Because I thought the point was to kill Rey. Like, do we know about this plot yet? That the Emperor's gonna like kill or get killed by Rey and then take over her body? Like, has that been revealed to us yet? Because I'm quite sure it was all about Kylo trying to kill her because Palpatine said so, right? That was his whole reason for stopping Rey, because Palpatine said so, and that failed.
Palpatine said so.
Yeah, well, why else was he trying to? I don't know.
I know you're right. It's just funny to hear it that way because Palpatine said so. That's really the whole thing, the whole motivation behind what Kylo Ren is doing in this movie. Because Palpatine said so.
It's hard to.
Kylo Ren's a simp who obeys. He just does what he's told.
Here is Jake the Surgeon. Thank you, sir. Rey isn't like Bruce Banner, where the Hulk has caused legitimate problems. Rey's powers never negatively impact her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. They never do.
See, I'm trying to figure this out.
The only time.
Because in The Last Jedi, she says, I see, Kylo turning over to the light. I can change him, yada, yada, whatever. She said to Luke. And that never happened in TLJ. So it happens in episode 9, but a whole bunch of crap happened before that. So you're like, what kind of foresight is she looking? Like, what is happening here? Is she having, like, prophetic visions that are, like, years in advance? Like, what is going... Like, I'm trying to understand what vision she's seeing here. And I'm quite sure the Force is not absolute or that clear. And if it was, like, Snoke was seeing a vision that was false, right? About Kylo Ren killing Rey. So I was like, all right. So is the Force just playing tricks? Is it projection? Like, what are you doing? So she's just delirious. Oh, I'm gonna be on the throne now. It's like, what? Really? Like, it would have been nice if we saw the vision. Like, oh, okay, I see what you mean. That's why you're scared.
And what did Oogway say in Kung Fu Panda? That one often meets his destiny on the road to avoid it. How do you know this is? Because that's what happened to Anakin Skywalker, isn't it? Isn't he have visions of the future, and then he tried to avoid his wife dying, and that's what caused him to go to the dark side, and she ended up dying anyway. That's why she ended up dying, because he went up to go to the dark side. That's so. How does Rey know this is not going to lead her to the evil throne?
Yeah,
is by staying here.
Yeah, I know. How does the Force work with visions? We have no idea.
I guess this is whatever the plot needs him to be.
Okay.
Is that the script over there?
Whoa.
Where'd they get the script?
On the throne of death, and she won't let it happen, and that she's gonna do what he did and stay on this island. Luke responds by telling her he was wrong, that it was fear that kept him on this island, which is the same reason Rey is on the island, except it is fear of herself.
But that's not...
Fear of herself. Gee, what does that sound like?
Never mind. Yep.
1000th time, a Mary Sue would never be afraid of herself.
All
Where do you get that from?
I'm not gonna. We've already answered this question, sir. 2 + 2 is not 5.
especially to the point where she would want to go into exile. Luke proceeds to tell her that he and Leia both knew she was a Palpatine, which is a little weird, but regardless, he tells her that Leia decided to train her because she knew deep down Rey was a good person that wouldn't be defined by her bloodline. This is what Rey needed to hear, the trust and confidence of someone else that she is still worthy to become a Jedi. After hearing the story of Leia's Jedi training, Luke gives her Leia's lightsaber and she's ready to leave. She takes the other Wayfinder that wasn't destroyed out of Kylo Ren's ship, and Luke lifts his X-Wing for her so she can leave the island and head to Exegol. So she arrives on Exegol and lands the X-Wing. Now if you want to critique her for still being able to fly here, it's not like she's in some sort of combat right.
Okay, how did she get to Exegol? Don't you need a Wayfinder? Isn't there that whole thing the whole movie's about? To find the special Wayfinder to navigate your way to Exegol? Did she download a USB stick from the TIE fighter she just stole and lit on fire and just reprogram? Like, how did that happen? See, this is something we could say is not related to being a Mary Sue, but it's just another plot hole. We just sit there going, well, how did this happen? It must have been Rey. How did she do that?
Now, she's literally just flying in open space and then lands unchallenged. So even if you did have a problem with her being able to fly in The Force Awakens, this is something completely different. Anyway, after she lands, she enters Palpatine's headquarters and wanders around before finding the Sith throne. This part was always kind of funny to me. She looks around at the throne, Palpatine isn't there, turns around to see that there's a large crowd, and then Palpatine is right next to the throne. Was he like being held above the throne like 100 feet and told people to lower him when Rey wasn't looking? It's not really even.
Why are they attacking Rey? Doesn't he
need her?
Yeah, doesn't. Yeah.
Isn't he gonna go into her body or something?
Why are they fighting? Because we need a fight scene for some reason.
Action! Don't think about the film.
Here's Joe Crazy. It was Google Maps. Yeah, Galaxy Google Maps.
I think it's very obvious
Shiny.
that JJ's style doesn't think about their film, just keep going fast as you can, chop chop.
A nitpick, but it's just something that always made me chuckle a little bit. Rey meets Palpatine for the first time, and he's like, Empress Palpatine, I want you to take the throne, and all you have to do is kill me. She gives the standard Jedi speech on how she won't hate him and how she's a Jedi, and Palpatine's like, okay, then I'm gonna go kill all of your friends up in the sky.
I've heard this
He
all before.
manipulates her more by telling her that all of them are going to die because she led them
Return of the
here,
Jedi.
which is playing into her fear and
Or The
anger,
Last Jedi.
which is what he wants. And if Rey wasn't already flawed enough, she literally agrees
Flawed
to
enough,
Palpatine's plan. In what world would a Mary Sue agree to a plan
Oh my
made by her
God,
enemy
dude.
that would result in her utter defeat?
It
She
doesn't
takes out the
result in her
lightsaber
utter
and is
defeat.
ready to strike down
That doesn't stop her from
Palpatine.
being a Mary Sue.
However, right before she does, she has one last Force bond with Ben. Now that she knows he is on the light side, she hands him one of the lightsabers, and together they face off the Knights
Hands
of
it?
Ren and the guards, and then
He
face
just
Palpatine
Just
together.
hand it, okay?
Now,
What? He
So-
just
He just hands it.
Once again, the universe steps in to help her out and save her. So
Teleporting.
but not a Mary Sue, guys. Just because the universe bends around her at every whim does not mean she's a Mary Sue, apparently.
Kylo Ren happened to turn to the light for a very weak reason, and he happened to somehow find his way there, despite having no way back. He just pulls a TIE fighter out of his ass, and then
at this point, I'm almost certain that he's saying every time he says there's no possible way she's a Mary Sue, or it's impossible she's a Mary Sue, or there's no way that she's Mary Sue in this instance. And he's just doing that because he knows that this makes her Mary Sue. And because every time it's supplemented by this very weak, flimsy argument, like, oh, she got tired. Oh, she agreed to a plan that will destroy her, apparently.
do you think
That's it.
Mary Sue would nearly lose, but then all of a sudden just wins because of a plot?
Wins and then gets brand new force powers that no one has ever used in the movie before. Like healing.
Well, she already had healing earlier in that film.
So was
It'd
this
be even more hilarious if she didn't heal the random space worm, and all of a sudden, like, the healing was something which she just did on Kylo Ren out of nowhere. Sorry, out of nowhere. So all of a sudden, yeah, I pull this out my ass. Here you go.
It'd be one thing if it required, some sort of payment or some sort of something that you had to pay in order to use that skill,
Well,
like
do you know what'd be even
fatigue
better if
or something.
if Rey cuts a hole in Kylo and then just tries to fix it up with a little plaster, or because you've got a band-aid, like fill over the entire hole with just a little tiny band-aid, just covers it. And yeah, you go, all better, Kylo.
So this is, I assume, like they've already mentioned, or Palpatine has mentioned the dyad previously in the film, but as a result of that, we then have to assume, is this now taking over the bond that Snoke put on them? Or was Snoke lying the whole time and now they can just teleport stuff? And this is just
My
a good
assumption would be that Snoke made them a dyad. Like, by creating the Force bond.
Yeah, but it's all down to assumptions, because all they tell us is that they're part of a dyad for some reason.
Yeah, and they
Just all of a
never...
sudden, they don't even explain what a dyad actually is. You have to go to read the external material for that.
It's just an explanation of why she's a Mary Sue. Like, oh, she's totally not a Mary Sue, guys, because she's part of a dyad. Oh, what's a dyad? Means he's really powerful in the Force and she's not a Mary Sue?
And she just sensed Kylo that he was in danger, so she just knows, hey, I'm going to give you my lit lightsaber. Can you grab it? It's just weird. Like, there's no communication. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, you just killed this dude. You brought him back to life. You took off. And then you sense them somewhere in the vicinity. Not going to say anything. I'm just going to pass you this weapon. It's a little, things are getting rushed. There's not enough stuff to figure stuff out. Like what the relationship is. How does this work? It's kind of a silly thing. Well, not that the rest of the film wasn't, but this is just like, okay. Can you please give us some exposition about what's going on?
Now would you look at that? Again, for like the 4th or 5th time in this movie, Rey needed to be saved by Ben Solo.
What?
No, she got saved by the universe.
How did
saved
Ben,
by the universe?
Wait, let me just rewind here. How did Ben save Rey?
And the guards and then face Palpatine together. Now would you look at that?
So wait a second. So you're telling me she needed Ben to stop Palpatine?
Didn't she save Ben technically? Because she's the one that sent him the lightsaber through nonsense Force powers.
Mm-hmm.
How did he save her?
I'm not following because she needs 2 lightsabers to beat Palpatine for whatever dumb reason. But so why would she
Only Mace
remove?
Windu had 2 lightsabers.
Yeah, why would she remove one of her weapons that would have caused her victory? I could do like, okay, what?
Again, 4th or 5th time in this movie, Rey needed to be saved by Ben Solo.
Again, for the millionth time, she's a Mary Sue. You've proven nothing
But
yet.
in this film, at whatever time in this film did Kylo save her? But in most of the film, he's the antagonist.
Yeah, he's the antagonist. The only time that's even remotely happened is in TLJ during the when they fight together, and he's not really
she
saving
save
her.
his life at the end?
Yeah,
Well,
he
in
doesn't
the
really
end,
save her.
she saves his life.
When does she get saved in episode 9? I can't
don't
think of
know.
it.
All I can think of is that she dies, and then Kylo Ren brings her back.
But that's after the fact. This is like before he's even arguing this point. I'm like, when does she get saved? From Luke, maybe? Like Luke says, like, encourages her to whatever?
This is not a very good guide.
I wish he'd point those out. This is the 4th time. It's like the 4th time. What?
I wasn't
In this
keeping
film.
count.
Not in the trilogy, in this film.
It's not a very good guide. I'm lost. How is she not Mary Sue again?
I don't know. This is so weird. Anyway, do some super chats. Rox is Uzi. No Kingdom Hearts stuff today. Instead, you get a Black Clover anime quote. As you live, you lose reasons and hope. But as you keep on going, you pick up new reasons and hope. Oh, that's Astra, the main character of Black Clover. That's great. Oh, God. There are many animes and mangas I haven't watched or read. and that will probably be one of them. So, oh dear. Jake the Surgeon, Black Clover is overrated. With a line like that, yeah, maybe. Anyway, I don't know when ever Rey was saved, aside from that one time where she brings back Kylo and then he brings her back. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, 8 minutes. This is
They don't even
Sorry?
with the force healing thing. Like they imply that it's like you're using your life force in order to heal someone, but that is so poorly done because it's like there is no like visible thing where we can see how does that impact Rey to give part of her life force so Kylo Ren can stay living. Does Kylo Ren give his entire life force so she can live? How does that work? It's not even like I don't know. Like, the only times I can think of something like life force transferring is something like, I don't know, Paul, the film where like the alien saves he can heal humans, but it's got like a very big risk of the damage going on to him. And then maybe the Wraith as well. When in Stargate, when the Wraith suck the life out of you, it like makes you visibly age. So
Well,
it's like,
that's
how
understood.
does that even
Yeah,
work?
it makes sense in other stories because they explain it. This one's like, I don't.
Just they add force healing, and to make it less overpowered, they say, "Oh well, it's using life force." Okay, so Rey used part of her life force to heal a random worm, and then she used her life force to make sure Kylo Ren wouldn't die. And then there's no kind of repercussions for using your life force to keep two people alive or two beings.
Well, it's more dramatic when you do it to sacrifice yourself. I don't know. It's confusing. I don't know.
I don't know. Now I just kind of want to watch Stargate Atlantis again.
Oh, well, that's fun.
This video is putting me to sleep.
Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know. Last part of this.
Glib,
is
if you want to
bad.
be put to sleep permanently, I've got a blaster here with your name on it.
Why do you have my blaster?
She was going to doom the galaxy if it wasn't for Ben Solo.
How? When? Why?
Wait, what did he say?
She was going to doom the galaxy if it wasn't for Ben.
Wait, she was going to doom it?
I guess.
As in her actions?
I don't know. I don't understand what's going on here. No one knows. That's why this is so stupid. I've never heard anyone defend this film to this extent.
This is terrible writing.
How is she going to doom the galaxy? Her whole goal was to stop Palpatine. You're like, oh, she's going to doom the galaxy. If she knew that, she wouldn't have come. But Luke told her to go. It's like, okay.
It's like the opposite of what happened in Empire Strikes Back. Yoda tells him not to go. Yoda tells Luke not to go, and then here Luke's like, "Oh yeah, piss off, go away, take my Starfighter. I want you to leave my island. Get off my island." Maybe that was Luke's entire plan. Maybe Luke wanted her to die. So it's like, look, get off my island. I'll give you a ship. Just leave. Piss off. I don't want anything to do with you. Look, Rey. I had how long I was weeding that field. Those plants. I had been planting those for years, and then all of a sudden you come along, and then you land a ship on top of my rose garden, and then the rose garden lights on fire.
And his Sacred Jedi porn collection. I mean, Sacred Jedi texts.
You took my Sacred Jedi porn. I had my entirety of Rule 34 printed out into pages.
There's a Darth Vader Tijuana Bible in there somewhere. And then Yoda popped up, and he started blasting.
Like Luke's like, I had 700 pages of Order 69.
Yoda pops start blasting. It's like, oh no. That would probably happen too if JJ actually liked Ryan's script. It's like, Yoda can do that? Oh, cool. I'm gonna Blow up Death Stars now.
Yoda pops in
Apparently,
at the
Mark
very
Hamill
end.
is now 69 years old, according to Gary Stu.
He's 69. He's only 69.
Oh.
Yeah, he looks older.
I know he does. For some reason, William Shatner looks younger than both Patrick Stewart and Mark Hamill.
Okay.
So again, example of how Rey is not a Mary Sue. Now at this point, you either still think Rey shouldn't be able to defend herself at all, or you understand why she is so powerful. There
I
is
believe she's a Mary
Wait.
Sue.
What was? Let me just read. What logic is
And then what was
this?
the explanation for why she's so powerful?
example of how Rey is not a Mary Sue. Now at this point, you either still think Rey shouldn't be able to defend herself at all.
Okay, why?
Mm-hmm.
Because she needs
She's
to be.
totally not a Mary Sue, guys. She only killed like a bunch of elite soldiers. Easily.
With not even coming near them. They're killing each other by, because they're shooting other people. She's deflecting the bolts into other soldiers. It's like, okay.
That's how you know she's not a Mary Sue.
Yeah.
And why she is so powerful.
You
There
know,
is
maybe
nothing I-
the stress of like I don't know, seeing Star Wars fall apart was just enough for Mark Hamill to age like I don't know, a couple of years, maybe 10.
I think anyone watching this film who's trying to pay attention is just so lost. I don't think we're going, wow, Rey's so weak. I don't think that's happening. The focus has been Rey most of the story, so I don't think that ever went through anyone's mind.
could say about this fight that is any different than literally any other fight that she has been in up to this point. So after all the guards are dead, Palpatine decided to force drain them both because the power of the dyad is ridiculously strong, and
But
it
why
is able
couldn't
to
he
heal
just
Palpatine
force drain
into his
anyone else?
usual-
Okay, why would force drain be an ability
How
if
is
he could only force drain a dyad?
how is this a scene where Kylo is saving Rey? Isn't that making Palpatine stronger with him being here? Like, what is?
Yeah. Again, how does one force like? You'd assume force drain is like just an ability you can use on anyone, but yet it's like, oh, these two are a dyad, so therefore I can use a specific ability I learned just for this occasion, just in case I possibly came across a force dyad. I had this ability so I could drain them of their power.
I'm just.
And then it somehow restores his tism fingers and his tism
You know how
eyes.
you're watching the film and you're confused, and now you're listening to this guy and you're confused. Like, what is? Is there any rationale to be made here? I'm trying to stop and think because I can't. Like, I have to rewind it again just to see what the hell he's talking about. Like, what is going on here? Anyway, Joe Crazy. It's funny how this guy thinks he made a solid point. I think he's trying to. I just didn't get it.
self. I don't think a Mary Sue would be easily force-drained like this, because they are usually so
Wait,
competent, so a real
wait,
Mary Sue would probably
what?
find a way out of this. Anyway, Palpatine
Probably,
tosses
maybe.
Ben Solo off.
Wait, but
More
okay,
probably,
when-
more
but
maybes.
She kind of still wins despite the force drain, but Mary Sue couldn't be force drained. What? Where does that say specifically on like the list of things which makes a Mary Sue that the moment a Mary Sue gets force drained, they're no longer a Mary Sue?
Every time he tries to defend Rey as not being a Mary Sue, it's always with these weak points. Like she can't get tired and she can't get force trained. There's no mention of flaw. He never like outlines actual flaws. Like the only thing that's come close to being a flaw that he's mentioned has been the fact that she just misses her parents. And that's it. And that's not really a flaw at all.
I don't think that flaw ever stops her in episode 9 from doing anything.
Mhm.
They could have made it stop her. They could have made it where she has she must reach closure in order to be able to fully realize her power, but they never did it. It's just something
Yeah.
that kind of exists.
Kylo taunts her a bit about it, but it doesn't stop her. Like it's never a hurdle she has to overcome. She talks about it with Luke, but that's like Luke's like, whatever. Go confront him. Blood doesn't matter. It's all about whatever you are and what you believe in. Okay.
They could do it. They could, but why? Why would they do that? Why would they do any of that? Why would they possibly, give the character any kind of anything?
Like depth? Yeah, that would be nice.
Begins to bass boost lightning into the sky. Just like she has felt her whole life, Rey is alone and defeated, having most of her life force drained. Her last attempt...
Again, these words, like, dude...
Why doesn't... Like, force drain before was like when Nihilus did it. Or was it Nihilus? Yeah, Nihilus. Nihilus force drain, like, they were just gone, they were dead. They were just... Why would him... Why would Palpatine just drain her just enough so that she didn't die?
Well, I think his plan was to take over her body.
And I want to point out that she's completely force drained, but yet there's no repercussions for her being force drained. Like, all her abilities should be gone, but yet I'm assuming she's still going to be just as powerful. So the force drain did nothing.
But he's saying he was the energy or the life force was mostly sucked out of her. It's like, what? How do you measure? What did he say? Let's rewind.
Just like she has felt her whole life, Rey is alone and defeated, having most of her...
So Kylo Kylo got knocked back a few times, I think. That bottomless pit. So I guess that's technically true. All right, fine.
Her life force drained. Her last attempt is to call on the voices of the Jedi to be with her, and unlike the beginning of the movie, they respond.
Yeah, why? How? Well, was this a training thing, and they just needed you like half dead? Like, what's going on?
I give my take on why the voices were enough for Rey and why we didn't need to see physical ghosts appear. This whole trilogy, Rey has felt alone. She has been searching for belonging for 3 movies, and to the best of her knowledge, the person that knows her the best is currently dead. Rey probably still doesn't feel worthy of being a Jedi, but when the Jedi tell her that she will never be alone and that they will always be with her, that's the one thing she needed to hear this whole trilogy, that she will never be alone.
Yeah, but why now?
But she's had friends. She had Poe and Finn and Leia and the entire Resistance for the longest time. Since where was she alone?
I don't... Is this her flaw? I thought her flaw was her parents. And having external validation for something. She literally needs a bunch of ghosts to tell her she's not alone? Is that it? Like, she needs people to tell her she's not alone? I don't...
I don't know. Because she didn't seem alone to me.
Oh, God.
With some strength, she rises and takes one last stand against Palpatine.
Because, of course, she can.
He starts shooting lightning at her, and in a defensive manner rejects it and lets Palpatine destroy himself, ending the Sith in the process. However, this took literally every ounce that Rey has, which causes her to die. Rey literally dies.
Everyone just outforces themselves in these movies. Like, Luke Skywalker dies because he pushes himself too much with the Force. Kylo Ren dies when he pushes himself too much with the Force. Rey dies when...
Kylo Ren also... So Rey dies because her life force is completely drained. Kylo Ren dies because he gives his life force to Rey. But then why does Palpatine give Rey just enough life force that she can defeat him?
I don't know.
Also leave Kylo Ren with enough life force that he can completely refill her life force.
It's all assumed that it's all because of the Force and stuff. They use the Force too much.
Isn't this another Mary Sue trait where they die?
Yes,
at the end?
They die heroically and then they resurrect. They come back to life.
What's the quote from like Wolf's Alpha and Omega video? It's like, even when there's a halfway decent look, resurrection time, even when there's a halfway decent reason to kill off the main character, they somehow manage to fuck it up. Or something along those lines. Glib, you're EFAP. Is it something along those lines?
I don't know. I'm not really paying attention anymore.
It's hard to follow. Yeah, it is hard to follow. I'm just trying to, like, I'm reading the script and I'm just like, does this happen in the movie?
Also, why does Kylo Ren die when he brings her back to life? Rey is able to heal people.
It's the life force thing. The way they say it earlier is that when you heal someone, you're giving them your life force.
Yeah, but he only did it once. Rey did it plenty of times, and to the extent of bringing him back from the edge of death. How come she can do this all this time and she suffers no consequences, but Kylo Ren does it once and he dies?
In Legends, force healing was never able to actually bring someone back from death, because force healing was a thing, but it was very much limited, and it was something which not every Jedi could do, and it was in order for a Jedi to use it, they had to train their entire life. So originally in Legends, I believe Barriss Offee was a force healer, and that was pretty much her entire profession, what she trained to do her entire time. And it was something that only a few Jedi could master, and even then, to the ability to have any kind of use, they would have to train with it all the time to make sure that it would be enough.
The Armaster DX says he gave Rey pure simp energy. Okay, that makes sense.
The power of the simp.
The power of the simp compels you.
The power of the simp and the power of the thought combined to make something that's not quite as good as either.
All right, this is right near the end of the film. Let's see what he has to say. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through the third-party stuff. Oh.
Now, the original Mary Sue also died, but that was in the form of an illness. Here, Rey essentially was killed.
Wait, what?
So, yeah, the other one was because the original Mary Sue was because of an illness. This is completely different.
Oh, come on! There's not one. You can't even put forth one single good argument. Oh, it's because she's not a Mary Sue because she gets tired. She's not a Mary Sue because she falls for this trick. She's not a Mary Sue because she doesn't die in the specific way the other Mary Sue did. Oh, really? Are you serious?
I don't want to say anything.
From the room, it's Tommy Wiseau's character, Mary Sue, or Gary Stu.
No.
I don't know. He's just funny.
Look.
He's
Rey isn't a
funny.
Mary Sue.
I'm trying to think about it because everyone just like him inexplicably.
Rey isn't a Mary Sue because these specific moments that he's pointing out don't count. I mean, they don't count towards being a Mary Sue, except they are factored into the idea of the Mary Sue being specific moments where it seems like something bad is going to happen, but there's no negative consequences. She faces no negative consequences in the entire story. What's the worst thing that happens to her? To her particular... She finds out her parents were, what? The son and daughter of an emperor.
Oh
the
no,
most
my
evil,
grandfather's
most
an
powerful man of
emperor.
all time. You now are one of the most powerful Jedi of all time.
The worst thing that ever happens to her is that she finds out that her grandfather is the emperor of the galaxy.
And everybody loves her. There's nobody that doesn't like Rey. Name one person besides the Kylo Ren who's actually in love with her, or Snoke or Palpatine who don't even hate her.
Nobody
They don't
dislikes
even
Rey.
dislike her. Nobody dislikes her.
Not even Snoke. Snoke didn't even actively dislike Rey. He just
Not Uncle
he was impressed by her. He was impressed by maybe Hux did.
Face.
Maybe Hux
no.
didn't like her.
Uncle Plutt or something.
Uncle Plutt didn't hate her either because he gave her a bunch of. She did a really good job. So
Yeah,
and he
a bunch of
underpaid
rations.
her.
Well, he only gave
He
her
underpaid her.
1/4 portion and underpaid
No, it's
her.
because so he didn't hate her because he took advantage of her.
He was neutral to her. He didn't hate her or anything. And he was a bad guy. I mean, he was a jerk to her, and then it turned out that he was not just a jerk. He was an evil bad guy who worked for the First Order.
I'm pretty sure if in that deleted scene, I haven't seen the deleted scene, but I'm pretty sure the deleted scene is just her shooting him in the dick.
The person that hates her the most is secretly in love with her, and the person that is supposed to be her antagonist wants to be her or wants her power. She's a Mary Sue, dude. She's like the definition in every way.
In
Every
fact,
single way.
I'll go so far as to say that she's not just a Mary Sue. She is the Mary Sue's final form.
She is the God Sue. She's the sympathetic Sue.
She is all the Sue.
She is all the Sues. There you go. She even says it at the end. Remember that
Purity
part?
Sue, yeah.
I am all the Sue.
And he goes, "Oh no, shit!
Oh shit!
I was brought
she's all
back
the
to
Jedi.
die." And the enemy that she's supposed to kill was already dead. and is the villain from a previous film.
Here is
Yeah.
Rox's Uzi again. Why are we talking about Black Clover? Is better than My Hero Academia. Okay. Fallout 3 and 4 and New Vegas are terrible games in terms of gameplay. Manga anime is better than comics. Like, whoa, dude.
Here's the thing. Anime was never good. It's for losers.
Here's the thing.
No, I'm
I can get behind that. I can definitely agree that. Anime
but here's
was
the thing. Animation is also for losers. Live in the real world, loser. People who like Star Wars, you're all losers. YouTube fans, cowboy fans.
Who's the one that dresses up as a cowboy? And
Loser.
like,
That guy's a loser. He's a loser.
your entire life was sort of like, I don't know. Your only reason you got that profession was because your daddy gave it to you.
Loser.
And
He's a loser.
your
I'm a
entire
loser.
validation, the reason why you're on the EFAP is because you're a fucking Discord moderator.
Yeah, I'm a Mary
How's
Sue.
it feel to be a piece of shit, Glib?
It feels great because I'm all the Jedi. The only person that deserves to be called a hero is Rey. We're all Mary Sues and losers. She's not.
Okay, we're gonna. Yeah, let's just keep. I don't know. This is. It's not even depressing. I'm just sort of out of it.
We have to finish it. Just because we've hit above the 8,000 foot line or whatever, where we now have to switch to our oxygen bottles, we're still gonna make it to the top, to the summit of Mount Everest of bullshit.
You know, I like Joe Crazy's comment. Anime is proof that 2 nukes wasn't enough.
No, that's true.
I agree.
True. We need 70 nukes
All right.
More nukes.
on my
By her
location
enemy.
right now.
A real Mary Sue would only die by something 100% out of her control.
What?
Why?
What does it say that?
Hey, I have an idea. If he makes a claim that has nothing to back it up, and we can just ask why, we'll just say why and move on.
That's a perfect example.
Okay.
This is the case for Rey. So with Rey dead, Ben manages to crawl out of the pit he was thrown down and finds her laying there lifeless.
Why is there a random
He then
hole
makes
in
the
the
decision
floor?
to sacrifice.
How did he climb out of that pit?
I'm pretty sure, like, at that height, he's probably dead.
Why is there a hole in the floor? That's a good point.
Kylo Ren was able to climb out of the pit because Rey needed to be brought back to life. The universe bent to help Kylo Ren get out of that pit so she can come back to life.
We thought he was dead a second time. So he came back.
Why isn't Kylo Ren dead? He went through the exact same thing which Rey was going through.
Because he needed to bring her back to life. That's why he's not dead.
Okay, here's another anime quote from Jake the Surgeon. Black Clover is factually worse than My Hero Academia. Like, okay.
No one cares about you weave shit. Fuck off.
Interestingly enough, the super chats are more interesting than watching this video. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, but, you know, all anime shit, fight me.
His life so she can live. So for the second time in like 10 minutes and maybe the 6th
How can he do this?
time in the whole movie, Rey needed to be saved by someone else. Only this time she literally needed to be resurrected. Also, I never saw what Ben did here as the same thing as the Force healing that Rey did earlier.
What?
Has he ever heard of a Mary Sue before? Has he ever looked this up before? This is
So
a
you're
common
telling
trope.
me they invent... So apparently it wasn't force healing. I think it was, but at the same time, he's saying it isn't. So according to him, they just created a whole new force ability out their ass to bring back their main protagonist.
Wait, stop. He's telling... Wait, did he just say... Let me rewind this. This is driving me nuts.
By someone else. Only this time she literally needed to be resurrected. Also, I never saw what Ben did here as the same thing as the Force healing that Rey did earlier. I thought this was something that was exclusive to them because they were a dyad.
Oh my... Are you... What?
It's the same ability as force healing. But why would then Kylo Ren know the specific ability for, like,
Wait. No,
a dyad?
he thinks it's something else.
I know. So on top of... So apparently Kylo Ren just knows this ability for, like, this one-off case, just in case he was a dyad. But even if it isn't for... but in this guy's case, and what he believes and what I was saying before, is that they just invented a whole new power purely to bring Rey back from the dead.
The
Just
narrative,
out of their ass, a whole
the narrative
new power.
invented a brand new power to bring people back from the dead. But this one is not the same as the one we just saw. It's a new one. And like this guy, no, I'm sorry. This is too much. I mean, headcanon is retarded, but this is, I don't really think it's the same force power that was just invented 5 minutes ago. I think it's another one that does exactly the same thing.
I think they invented another one out their ass to save the protagonist, and
dude,
that means it's good.
Are you listening to yourself? This is okay.
The best defenses against why Rey's not a Mary Sue is that she can't get tired and she fell for this trick once. They're all like tertiary and surface level traits and things. Nothing profound, nothing like profound, powerful flaws or instances that prove she's not a Mary Sue. No, it's she got tired and stuff like that. That's not convincing me.
We all know the movie is really bad. We get it. It's hard to interpret. It's hard to follow. But he is making stuff up. Like headcanon is one thing. Like maybe this happened. Probably this. Like okay, if there's a basis to follow. But here we see an actual element that's introduced called Force Heal or whatever the hell you want to call it, which does a certain thing. Then we see it happen again here. He says this is not Force Heal. This is a special thing. This is something completely different. Even though it does exactly the same thing, because Rey was like, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, what's the difference? Is it because the dyad? Because they share whatever? Rey learned it, and then Kylo learned it. This is so nonsensical. Oh.
Cool, we've only got 16 minutes left. Come on, we can do this.
Yeah, I know. I just.
Only 16 minutes. Come on.
It's so.
Why
dumb.
are there 16 minutes left? Why does he need 16 more minutes for this video?
It's got to prove that she's not a Mary Sue by proving she's a Mary Sue.
Yeah. Jake the Surgeon. It's okay, Shiny. Being wrong means you're human. Oh, isn't that nice?
Oh, but he's a clone, which means he's always wrong.
He's always a clone.
Well, obviously, Glib's just racist.
You're not even human, dude. You're not even human. Don't even talk to me.
People.
I only talk to people.
Clones are people. Clones
I only have conversations with humans.
Clones
not
are
clones.
people.
Can we get that Hollywood music that they play at the end of the speeches so they can to get the people off the podium and play this for this video? Wrap it up.
Yeah, play it every time that Shiny speaks.
Yeah.
So terrible. Let's laugh evilly at it.
It'd be like constantly, Shiny, I can't hear you. Shiny, I'm sorry, we can't hear you. We're just going to keep going. Okay. Adam Woodford.
How rude.
Firefly was a ripped off of Outlaw Star. Oh, I don't know about that.
Ooh.
Listen here, you little bitch.
That's probably true, though.
I don't know. Outlaw Star was very
Probably
specific. True. Very, very specific. And so was Firefly.
What about River, though? Isn't that a ripoff of something? She comes out of the...
No, I think Outlaw Star was the first one who did it. And then there was like Ifrita. That's another one who did it. Was that Alien Invader Lum? Who it's basically the magical girlfriend trope.
Yeah.
That's
Let's all stop watching this and let's all love Lum.
It's all love Lum. Lum is great. Lum is love.
And then we can watch Serial Experiments Lane.
Oh my God, no! Please no! Please no!
Then we can watch Perfect Blue.
That would be cool.
I still love how. I still love his defense that in order to his argument is that they created a whole new abilities to save Rey, and that makes her look like less of a Mary Sue apparently,
Yeah,
even though they didn't create the ability. His argument makes her seem more like a Mary Sue.
That's okay. That's the offshoot of what he's saying. But when you think about what he's actually saying, he made it more complicated because he doesn't believe that it's not Force Heal. It's something. It's like, okay, dude. Whatever you think.
Is that then trying to defend that Force Heal isn't overpowered or something?
He's making like Force Heal Plus or something else. I don't know. Anyway. Rox Uzi. Deku, here we go, is a little crybaby who wasn't worthy of his power. Asta trained so much that he has superhuman speed and strength naturally, which made him fit to wield the anti-magic swords. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. But thanks for $10. That's the only thing I understood out of all of that. Okay.
Come on, 60 minutes. Go on, we can do this.
Joe Crazy. A special ability exclusive to Ray that stops her from staying dead. Doesn't scream Mary Sue at all. I know. It's amazing. Jake the Surgeon. Asta is a brain-dead troglodyte. Troglodyte whose powers break the stakes of almost any battle he's in. All right. I'll give it. I guess you're right. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Charge.
Either one of them could have just sacrificed their whole life to someone else. I could be wrong, but that was just my interpretation of these events. So after waking up and kissing Ben Solo, he dies and the war is now over. Rey leaves.
Why doesn't she bring him back from the dead?
Yeah, why didn't she just force heal him to be alive?
Why not?
Because she's not into dudes like that.
Dead dudes?
Oh yeah, it's a kiss of gratitude, I forgot.
It's a friendly kiss between friends.
You're just like, hey.
Yeah, there was no romantic feelings involved at all.
And I like that. I like that there was no romantic feelings.
Yeah.
Because
So
it just
saith the book.
Yeah, just
Maybe-
Raylo fans over there just steaming. Like,
According to the
"Fuck you."
sacred Star Wars texts, okay, it was not a romantic kiss.
He gave her his energy through the mouth.
It wasn't enough. She wanted more, and then he died. So she actually did kill Kylo. There we go. That's my headcanon, folks. How's that? She never wanted to heal him anyway. Oh, God.
Goes to Ajan Kloss and gives her newfound family a big hug. Rey has finally accepted that the belonging she has been looking for was with the Resistance, which is what Maz told her all the way back in The Force Awakens. However,
Okay, that would imply an actual arc and conflict and realization and revelation and all this other steps. All she's doing is
He
hugging.
was so
her
emotionally. Dude, I loved that scene because it meant the movie was so close to being over.
Yeah.
I was excited. I was animated. I was ready to
Yeah, it was
get out of the
big.
coma that I was in. Great.
before the credits roll, Rey decides to take a trip to Tatooine to bury Luke and Leia's lightsabers. Now, you
bury
can
the
argue
Star
all
Wars
you want
franchise.
about whether or not it makes sense for Rey to go to Tatooine, but I'm not here to make
Bitch,
that
how
argument.
did she even know where Tatooine
This video
is?
is about Rey.
How
not
does she know
every
where they're
flaw
from?
in this movie.
Stupid.
So Rey buries the lightsabers, and an old woman shows up.
Now, how does she
asks
know
who Rey
which
is.
place it
Rey
is?
responds with just Rey. The old woman says Rey who, and Rey responds with Rey Skywalker. Now it is time to address Rey Skywalker. For one, if you genuinely believe this is identity theft, then you are an idiot. That implies that she stole
It's
something.
not her last
However,
line.
it is heavily implied that both Luke and Leia gave her permission to take the
How?
name.
When?
If you
How?
disagree
Where?
with this because the ghosts didn't straight up say the name is yours,
Yeah,
then
so
you
it
are just
never
being
happened.
annoying and you don't understand film. Now, the more
What
reasonable...
the fuck? You don't
You're watching
understand
movies
You're
wrong.
just watching movies wrong, guys. You're just watching movies wrong.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you don't understand reality. You don't just take someone's name. Hey, yeah, you guy over there. I've known you for a few years, and you taught me a few things. I'm just gonna name myself after you. I'm gonna take your name. It's like, no, don't take my name.
I don't care if the
fuck
ghost
you.
gave her the
I'm taking
thumbs
it
up.
anyway.
I don't care if the ghost said it was okay. I don't care if Luke and Leia say it was okay. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid, and it's another middle finger to the face of the fans.
But
It's,
they
it's
still
coming from a different
didn't.
guy.
But apparently, we don't know how storytelling works. This is Jack Saint all over again.
Oh,
And
Jack
Patrick
Saint?
Williams. No, Patrick Williams. That's it. You're watching movies wrong.
Yeah.
You
Look,
don't
it's
understand
annoying and watching
film.
movies wrong.
You're just watching the movies wrong, you guys. Fuck you guys.
Oh my god.
See, Ray was just an amazing character. She just had a name. She had
When did he
information,
become Cartman?
It's just it.
Cartman is the
authority.
Cartman is the
Respect,
face.
respect my cinematic authority.
Cartman is the face of TLJ Defenders, apparently.
Cartman's
Which is
no,
pretty accurate.
Cartman is the face of Raylos.
Pretty accurate.
So we're idiotic for not understanding or accepting the fact she calls herself a Skywalker. All right, that's fine.
You can't even question it. The moment you question it, you're bloody. Just you're wrong. You don't understand film or narrative structure or whatever the hell he said.
You guys are just annoying, and you guys are just annoying idiots for calling a building that's on fire.
All right, I'm gonna put on some. I don't know what music would go with this. Probably what's some like orchestral classic music that's like Fall of the Heavens. Like, is that Beethoven? Is that Wagner? The Funeral March. That's probably good.
Mozart.
I need Imperial
Wagner.
March. This.
Siegfried's Funeral March. All right.
No, Imperial
Keep going.
March.
No, that's too happy.
Fine, Republic March.
No,
That's less happy.
Wagner.
Yeah. All right. Let's just the movie's over, so he should have nothing more to say.
He should.
We can get through this. We won't complain.
Yeah.
We can do this.
The question is, why did she take the name Skywalker? Some people felt she should have taken one of many different names, so I will address most of them. Rey Palpatine. The argument here is that Rey was told to never be afraid of.
What does this have anything to do with being a Mary Sue?
Okay, so the reason why she shouldn't be called Rey Palpatine is because she was told to accept who she was. What?
Yeah.
But who she is Rey Palpatine.
But she doesn't need to
Yeah.
call herself Rey Palpatine. Earlier on in the film, you can't say that before Leia gave her permission, because early on in the film she just called herself Rey.
Why didn't she just say Rey? Because the last lesson was that it doesn't matter who her parents are. When did her parents become... whatever. Bro, whatever. It'd be funny if she called herself Ray Kennedy.
All right, let's just, I don't know why we're listening to the rest of this, but let's keep going.
Who she was, so embracing the name Palpatine would bring everything full circle. I don't like this idea because embracing her bloodline is not what Rey's story was about.
Then why
Rey
did she
wanted to
embrace
find
somebody
a family
else's?
and one that loved her. Her parents may have loved her, but she didn't even know if they went by that name, which they probably didn't. Rey wants to be part of a family
How
that
do you know? You don't know. You don't know that. There is nothing to tell us that they did or didn't. There's nothing to even infer. We don't know. And we know that her father was a clone, so I assume you would take to say, I don't know. The fuck you on about? She doesn't even know if they took the same name.
How come all the TLJ defenders insist that one of the major factors was special blood and hate the fact that there's special blood involved? Why is it always something they just harp on over and over and over again? There's nothing wrong with having a special bloodline. There's nothing wrong with having like this special unique talents. Everyone has special unique talents. There's nothing wrong with that.
I like this guy's face in the corner to the left. He's
Hey,
like, look at this Mary Sue.
That's pretty much us. Like, what is
Hey,
that?
this piece
Tony.
of shit.
See, that's what he's smelling Mary Sue. That's why his face is like that. Like, oh, what is that? It's Mary Sue. That's what I smell.
always love her, there for her, and Chief Palpatine is not that family. Rey Organa.
Oh my God,
Rey was really
dude.
only closest to Leia, so it'd make
She wasn't. What? How did she get close to her? When was this?
sense that she takes this name. However, since Leia is the only Organa that she knows, and since Leia is both an Organa and a Skywalker, she might as well take the name of the family that she knew 4 people.
No,
Might as well.
Also,
Might as well.
Okay, so guys,
head
I'm
cannon.
I'm changing my name.
Okay,
you know
she
what?
goes of Organa. She's not auto.
More headcanon.
Someone's gonna come up to me and gonna be like, "Hey, who are you?" I'm Glib. Glib what? Glib Smudcast.
Glib Smudcast Skywalker EFAP.
My name's now Shiny my Shiny Devil. I've taken LiteratureDevil's last name. He never said I could take it, but I'm just gonna take it anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna. I'm changing my name on YouTube to Glib Devil, and I'm
No,
asking
it's gotta be
LiteratureDevil.
Glib Effects. I've already taken LiteratureDevil's name.
Okay,
You're
I'm
not
ta-
Glib
I'm-
Effect.
Oh
I'm
no,
not- I'm-
Shiny! You
I'm-
know what you know what you just did?
Oh no, 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 no! I've made a terrible mistake. No,
you went a bit too far in a few places.
no. Oh god, I didn't even realize what I did.
And we have gone too far in a few places.
Oh god, I just look. We can hope that chat doesn't catch on. Just stay quiet. Chat will never catch on.
Let's just change the subject suddenly.
I really don't care about this. You think Leia would be upset that Rey didn't take the name Organa? Hell no. Leia would just want Rey to be happy, and if Rey taking the name Skywalker makes her happy, then it will also make Leia happy.
What a great, what a
How?
logical assessment. Well, Organa, Leia just wants her to be angry. So if that makes her angry, she should choose whatever makes her angry. Like, okay, I guess that's what Leia wants. Therefore, Rey's gonna do it. Like, okay, what? Oh,
Ray Disney, that's a good one.
yeah, it's perfect.
Ray Disney.
I think Raid Shadow Legends is the funniest.
Well, that's-
I can't get that out of my head. It's always I always think of that.
Ray Shadow Legends.
The ultimate epic. That would be the most expensive, like, Raid Shadow Legends advertisement ever. I mean,
What
they
shadow
advertise
name?
in a lot of channels, but
When
hey,
they said it was all leading up to this, that's what they meant.
What's your name, girl? Ray. Ray who? Mary Sue.
yeah, they should have said Mary. My name's Ray Sue.
Here's Jake the Surgeon. Obi-Wan was the greatest defensive lightsaber duelist and one of the most respected of all time, and he didn't come from a special bloodline. Get bent. I think everyone, aside from Luke and his sister, came from a special blood. Like, there's no...
It was never about a special bloodline. Like, it was Luke was happened to be father of Darth Vader because that was more dramatic. He inherited maybe the piloting skills, but it was never about a special bloodline. He didn't have he had to earn every step of the way all of his skills and everything. It wasn't that he was like this special genius. It's because he had kind of like the only guy around with force powers anymore, and he was maybe a little bit stronger in the force, but he still had to work to get there. He wasn't just handed things.
What's your name, girl? Ray. Ray who? Ray all the Jedi.
That's her last name.
Her last name should have been Jedi.
I am all the Jedi. Ray all the Jedi.
She said it.
Oh.
Last name I will address is just Ray. This is a really popular answer, but it's
Ray
also
gay.
the worst possible solution for her, in my opinion.
How?
I know that many people prefer that Ray stayed a nobody and never
Ray
became a
tracing.
Palpatine, and I agree with these people. However, regardless of what you would have liked for her, the character herself did not want to be a nobody. Rey's journey is not about taking pride in being part of no family. She wants a family. Taking a family name is everything she ever
that's
wanted.
not her family,
so not
though.
taking one, I think, would have been
It's
out
not
of
her
character.
family.
So this is why
It's
I feel
not.
taking the name Skywalker works best. Because it honors the four
not her
people that made a
family.
huge difference in her life, and those four people will always love her from the afterlife.
It's not her family.
What?
It's not. It's not her
Why?
family. She can't take that name. That's the whole point. That's the problem. She wasn't raised by them. She's not part of them.
She knew him for she knew Luke for a day or something.
Yeah, and
She beat up Luke. She deserves his name.
And she met Luke in the
she
morning,
knew
beat
Han
him up
Solo
by the
for a day,
evening.
Luke for a day.
She's part of the reason why Han got killed. Han would just be going out and doing random shit in the galaxy.
But,
Weren't for
Kylo Ren was
Rey.
a Solo, and Leia was also was an Organa, and she wasn't even part
She
of
was a
their family
Skywalker.
either. How is she a Skywalker? There's only one. She could only get it from Luke, and Luke is dead, and she's not part of Luke's family.
Luke's like, yeah, just take our name. Why? I don't know. Yeah, she's been searching for a family. When she actually gets one, it's not good enough, so she has to choose the other one.
This is the
That's
only...
that's so entitled.
Never
This-
told you could take our name.
This is the
And
only
Luke,
thing...
Luke comes in. You can't take my farm either. This is my farm.
This is the only thing that has
Why is the
anything
desert?
to do with the title of the movie. It's the only thing in the whole movie that ever references something to do with the rise of a Skywalker or Skywalker doing something. Because all the Skywalkers are dead aside from, well, no, they're all dead, yeah. So
What's your name, girl? Ray.
it wouldn't be the rise
Ray
of
what?
Rey. Like, that would be obvious, right? It's like, yeah, she's the best,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
Racism.
I
13
think-
minutes left.
It would be really neat if stories set after the rise of Skywalker had characters who felt alone in the universe adopt the name Skywalker.
What?
Isn't that what? Isn't that what Ray Solo is? Isn't that what Solo is? It's just a random name given, and then
So, but you literally want random people to just have the name Skywalker? Like, that's just something you give to, like, the equivalent of what was it when you just had like a John Smith?
it's like Jon Snow. If you're born a Jedi,
Oh,
your name is Skywalker. If you're a bastard,
What is this?
Anakin was a slave and Luke was a farmer, but they both grew up to become really important people who made decisions that saved the galaxy, even if one of them was a mass murderer. For kids who feel...
No, Anakin made decisions that saved the whole galaxy. How did that turn out? I mean, he did in the end, but
no, he didn't in the end. He didn't in the end.
Oh, yeah,
Remember?
in the end,
Killed
he did
Palpatine. He didn't do anything.
Actually, yeah. So all Anakin's not really done anything good. He's kind of
And
fucked the galaxy over, really.
Luke didn't do shit either. So why does she want to debase her own name? She should come up with a better name. Skywalkers suck in this world. She just takes the name to make it better, because all the other ones, she's stealing their legacy. Might as well steal the name as well. I love this though. This is a great way to like have cognitive dissonance.
So far, this whole video, as far as I can tell, has been 2 hours and 14 minutes so far of pure desperation.
Of 2 hours and 40 minutes of your life, which you'll never get back.
About the same time as the movie.
Yeah.
So
here's
alone.
Here's 4 super chats we gotta get through. Who are you, Ray? It's your boy Ray. Shadow Legends. Leia was a solo. Oh.
Leia was a piece of work.
Well, Leia was a corpse.
What a bitch.
Rox is Uzi. Mirio.
Well, I guess Leia wouldn't be a solo because she kind of got a divorce, didn't she?
I guess.
Yeah, that they got divorced and they're no longer together. So yeah, she's a Organa still.
Mario should have gotten one for all. Was that a reference to anime? I don't know.
Mirio. Is that from My Hero Academia?
Mirio? I have no idea. Jake the Surgeon? It's okay to be wrong, Foxes. Oh, you're arguing with Foxes here. Foxes says, it's not okay to simp for My Hero Academia. And then Jake the Surgeon comes back. Sims for Black Clover and up in the showers. End up in the showers. Oh dear, what is happening in chat? What's wrong with you guys?
I have no idea. I can't keep up with this shit.
Guys, calm down.
Chat wars.
We're trying to figure out why naming conventions should work a certain way, all right?
We're trying to figure out why we're dumb for saying that this is dumb.
Alone or irrelevant in the universe, taking the name Skywalker can be a small way for them to feel like they belong somewhere and that they are not alone. It's a small wish, but I think it is one that would really benefit the canon.
You have completely
but
pulled
anyway,
your ass
Rey
and that
takes the name Skywalker, stares off into the sunset, and the movie ends, concluding the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
And all of the Star Wars 9 movies. Wow.
Now, as I said earlier on in the video, I do want to devote a section to this video talking about the external material. Just a reminder, this portion of this video is not meant as a defense for the films. Films stand on their own, and external material should not be used to better understand a film.
No.
This section is meant for those who care about the canon. Just because I love these films doesn't mean I...
Actually, no. Okay, I'll correct him here. Because I think the external material, its whole purpose is to expand upon certain elements, and that's
to make money.
To fix. You shouldn't have to fix your films with external material. It's great if you can look at this, like look in the background of a film. You see that Y-wing? Okay, what if we told an entire story about the person in that Y-wing at the end of A New Hope? What if we told a story about this, how we got the Death Star plans? I'm not referring to Rogue One, I'm referring to other better stories about that. And what if we told a story about this, that, or the other? They are elements which are being expanded upon, but the problem is that we've been finding a lot with things like The Last Jedi, is that they keep going to the books in order to defend the films. And yet again, I'll explain, you shouldn't need a third-party material to fix your damn material. Get it right the first time. You shouldn't need you can't defend the prequels by going to the Clone Wars.
Doesn't mean I can't separate them from the overarching story of the Star Wars canon. So if you're someone who cares about the books and comics, then this section is for you. I will also be discussing information that is in reference guides, which do contain a lot about Rey's past. Now, I'm not going to cite every piece of information that is used in this section, but most of this info can be found on Wikipedia, so if you're really curious where I got a nugget of information, you can look it up there or leave a question in the comments and I will hopefully answer it for you.
Do you guys actually want to go through this? There's really no point.
Not really. I mean, he's not covering any of the movies anymore. That was really the problem.
Let me just go ahead
Well,
here.
I think I've seen some of this material, but I don't think, yeah, because no one else has. I'm not sure if there's anything anyone else could add to it.
To her parents, and Rey was able to get Kylo's strength with the Force. This is why she became so powerful after this scene. She subconsciously knew how to do things she didn't know how to do before, and the same could be said with Kylo. This is also
That's
why
dumb,
Rey was
though.
able to do the
Wow.
mind trick. When she fought Kylo a few minutes later,
So his excuse is, she's just awesome. Awesome. Fantastic.
Oh, so he's going to the external material explanations.
Well, yeah, but that just makes his arguments even dumber. So subconsciously, she can learn the ways of the Force. I mean, okay, then she's
If-
great.
if this
like
was-
what LiteratureDevil says.
If they could just, download powers from people's minds, why would they even bother training Jedi? It's like, hey, little Timmy, just kind of Vulcan mind meld with me, and I'll teach you everything.
Exactly. Downloading powers is not a thing in Star Wars. They just made a thing so Rey can just get powers for no reason, at no cost.
And downloading powers doesn't make her look more like a Mary Sue.
I like
No,
downloading powers.
she's not a Mary Sue if you don't color one shiny. Okay?
she struggled at first, she hadn't tapped into the Force yet, but once she did, she felt a huge surge of adrenaline, which gave her the energy and strength to overpower Kylo. When she struck him down,
A huge
That's
surge
how
of adrenaline. Of course, that's exactly what happened. This is just dumb.
Just adrenaline. You don't need skills. You need adrenaline, and you just win.
That's not how the Force works.
Yeah, let's just skip ahead. This is not even worth.
That's not how the Force works.
Hokey weapons and ancient weapons are no match for hokey weapons at your hokey hip, kid. Hokey.
I'm just rewinding.
Nonsense where there was that guy who just had like a bunch of squiggles on his face, like someone drew on his face in the animation. I wish someone would do that to him so we didn't have to see his face.
Alright.
and that's really it when it comes to the external material. And that is my analysis of why Rey is not a Mary
What was the
Sue.
last
It was a
thing that
bad
he said?
one. It was a bad
I'm-
analysis.
No, look, he's
No,
talking about
I
the
wanna-
external material.
I
No,
want to know. I just want to know what the last thing he said was, because what's the last? You know what I mean? I just want to know the last.
You're the bad guy.
Well, a minute ago, you said you just want this to end.
Wrong.
No.
What this helps establish is another reason why Rey would go to that you felt. I understand why this is respectful about it in the comments of why Rey
You
is not a
okay.
Mary, because she is not in a good place with Luke right now. It also just shows how she used to believe in the legend of Luke Skywalker, the myth, and how hard it is for her to accept the way Luke is now. I understand why this scene was deleted, but I really wish it wasn't. And that's really it when it comes to the external material.
Okay. Wow. That's it. Okay.
And that is my analysis of why
Gotcha.
Rey is not a Mary Sue. I know there's going to be a significant portion of people who watch this video
Abortion
that
of people?
already came into this topic with the notion that Rey is a Mary Sue. I doubt I changed your mind, but if you could be respectful about it in the comments,
Well,
I would really.
well, if you actually gave us some evidence and did some argumentation, maybe you could change our minds.
There's a difference between arguing and headcanon. It may look beautiful in your mind's eye, but you have to explain it to us with facts and evidence.
But it's like, oh, the people who were already going in knowing that Rey was a Mary Sue, well, of course you didn't change because you're just strong. You just can't accept facts or something, or you just already made up your mind and you didn't want to change it.
It's not the fact that all of his explanations and excuses were just that explanations, non-explanations, and excuses.
You're an
and
idiot.
Flimsy justifications. It's because we're stupid. Okay.
You don't. What is it? We didn't understand film, or whatever was it?
Yeah, we're just annoying, and we don't understand film. We're just watching movies wrong, guys.
Oh.
I would appreciate it. Just be nice to people. Also,
No.
I'm a human being. I've
I
No,
know.
I'm gonna-
I've heard
I'm
this all
gonna go around.
before. I've
I'm
heard
gonna
this
go
all
around.
before.
I'm gonna go debunking happiness everywhere now, thanks to this.
You're
I'm
not
gonna get all
allowed to
those
be-
tears.
You have to be positive. You
No,
have
I'm
to
gonna
be
be
positive
negative.
about everything. You can't be negative because negativity, I don't know, makes people feel bad. That's the new standard that people live by, and I find it to be absolutely abhorrent. It's like something out of a Brave New World, like having only likes and no
Orgy,
dislikes,
forgy, forward, and
no
fun.
criticism. Are you kidding me?
Orgy,
This is
forgy,
like,
forward, and fun.
are people really? Did he really enjoy it, or is he just like trying to poke holes in his own self doubt?
Well, if you pretend you liked it, just pretended you liked it.
All that stuff has to be torn off my wall if I just admit that she's a Mary Sue.
Of course, we weren't convinced because nothing you said was convincing.
I love how he's already made the prediction. Well, of course I never convinced any of you. It's like, and I made that prediction. It's like, okay, so you predicted that we weren't going to be convinced by our unconvincing arguments. Well done.
Look at
Apparently,
all the people,
we're not convinced because we're stupid. It's definitely not because all of his points were just horrible.
Yeah, look
and
at all the
flimsy.
people in the comments who say they love this video. I really like the character of Ray. That's one of the first things they say. I'm glad there's someone out there who shared my exact same opinion in 2 hours and a half. I'm like, okay, whatever. Other people in the
So
comments,
apparently,
they say,
this video, the aftermath of this video is that the people who didn't like Ray still don't like Ray, and the people who liked Ray still liked Ray. That's the aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's read some super chats. Jake the Surgeon, as someone who collects special theater cups, I'm offended. Okay. That's
Why?
cool. Hey, people like their theater cups. It's fine.
Well, I never really collected theatre cups because I never really saw the point in them.
Some of them are pretty fancy. They get the little holograms and all kind of lights. They're pretty neat. Rox is Uzi. Weebs watch Black Clover. Simps watch My Hero Academia. Deku is for All Might. Asta a Chad who gets stuff done. What the hell is going on? You guys are having an argument.
You get money off of the chat wars.
I don't understand what's going on. Here's Adam Woodford. Yes, Ray is a Mary Sue and also the Emperor one. He now lives inside Ray and will take over the galaxy again, so evil wins in the end? I guess. What?
That would have been better if it was like not that much better, but it would be better if Ray is... You just see, her eyes, glow orange at the end, like she's actually is the Emperor. Oh my god, he's inside her.
Then you hear him laugh. Then it gets really awkward because now he's a girl.
Oh dear. Jake the Surgeon.
Well, that's what he wanted because now he's diverse. Because the Emperor is now a woman, he's going to get defended.
The Emperor's robe is perfect once it fits a woman.
Oh no. Jake the Surgeon. Ask the Sims for a nun.
This next 5 minutes.
Constantly soy-infused rectal fondlers? Think Black Clover is above subpar. I don't know what is going on now. I am just like, whoa. You guys are really serious here about your fictional characters. Okay.
I read this times. I've rewatched this video many times, but I'm prone to mistakes. If there's a
like every 30 seconds.
Point that you felt I made that was inaccurate, let me know in the comments and maybe we can discuss.
No, okay, I've listed 50 or so points in the comments. He has not responded once. So hopefully he can come on.
Good for him.
And we could talk, another week from now or whatever. So all it did was prompt AT chat to say hello. And some other guy to argue with me, and then he just stopped arguing because he couldn't understand what I was asking him. So that's it. That's what I got out of his comment section.
You really like arguing with people online, don't you?
Well, I do this for, a while. So, yeah. This is why this channel exists. I started arguing with fanboys, and it's never stopped. So that's how it goes. In the process, I learned the things I missed. Sometimes I do change my opinion. It does happen. It's not impossible, but it's far. It does occur, but it's you really have to know your stuff and have a clear perspective than I do. So, and
Isn't this the end of the video? What's 5 minutes left? There's 5 minutes left. What is that? Is this like Skillshare? What is this?
Let's find out.
5 minute Skillshare ad.
Oh my!
really one of my favorite characters in this franchise.
Good for you.
I remember when I saw
Why?
The Force Awakens for the first time,
She's
I just
awful.
instantly connected with her. You know,
Well, no,
that
okay.
lonely
So
person
that's
who-
entirely subjective. You can enjoy this character if you really want to enjoy this character. And you know what? More power to you. But she's still a terrible character. Just because you like something doesn't mean it's good. I really like the movie Shazam, but I'll admit that it is very flawed and it has lots of problems. But it's a very fun film.
Rey's a terrible character. She's an absolute Mary Sue, and nothing you said was very convincing because all flimsy and borderline nothing. And you offered us a bunch of nothing, expecting us to eat it all up.
Headcanon is not an explanation. It never will be. It never works.
This is why you need objective criticism, because you can objective criticism is actually talking about things in the film and not talking about things which, I don't know, you make up.
Getting stuck on like one idea, like because she's an X, therefore Y, therefore Z, like you just keep going. It's like, dude, that's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have engineering skills because she's a scavenger. It's not. She doesn't have scavenging skills because she's supposedly the niece of an alien who supposedly bought her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so many stretches you just keep going with. It's like you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all the weird logic he was using of logical inference. It's like, that's fine. You can make logical inferences if there's a proper deduction to be made. But he was doing inductions.
Yeah, you can make inferences if there's, I don't know, something to infer, and if you're not reaching, like again, we use the example, if Padme has a gun on her person, it probably means that she knows how to shoot it adequately.
Right.
Padme, I believe it was. Yeah, Padme is brought up. Why don't we get an explanation for why Padme knows how to use a gun that's on her person, that she carries around with her? It's like, okay, you can make inferences like, I don't know, if someone owns a ship, then you can assume that they fly. Or they know how to fly. But you're then talking about things like, well, Rey's a scavenger, so, oh yeah, of course she would know how to fix a ship.
Of course she
Like,
would know how to
these do
fly
not
a
add
ship.
together. Or, or because she's an engineer, or of course she could mean she flies. Wait, how do those two mix? You made an inference of an inference to come to your conclusion and use that as evidence.
Here's Jake the Surgeon. Can we at least all agree Berserk is the GOAT? The greatest of all
Man,
time?
I'm kind of bored of anime. It's so ubiquitous now.
It's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere.
does get everywhere.
It gets everywhere. I don't think it's coarse and it's rough unless it's like one of the really yappy kinds.
It's cliche and it's cringe and it gets everywhere.
Can you watch something else other than anime for once and talk about it? Because I'm not interested in it like that. But I guess that's kind of stupid.
Glib.
Beggars can't be
talk
choosers.
about Stargate. How about that?
You know, I was just thinking. I really like The Fifth Element. That's a good movie.
Good space opera, yeah.
I like The Conversation. That's a good
Glib,
movie.
you're watching movies wrong.
No, I'm watching them right. I watched them in.
You're watching movies wrong. Patrick Williams said.
Technically, we're all watching movies wrong because I don't think any of us have like a nice 4K projector. You know what I mean, or like a film projector with like all the
That's
speakers.
the only way.
That'd be the right way. That's the right way. The right way to watch movies is going out of style.
Yeah.
Not everybody watches on
we
their
don't have a
stupid
3080 at
TV.
RTX, so we can't get 4K res properly and ray tracing enabled.
Yeah.
Well,
we can't get 4K. We can't get people that are releasing the Blu-rays. There's a lot of dynamic noise reduction, so you're not actually seeing the original print because the prints degrade. There's a lot of companies that when they are storing the films and the negatives do a terrible job of it, so you might actually lose it. Like we don't have where's the negatives and where's all the high res stuff for any of the Deep Space Nine episodes or Voyager?
Well,
I don't think it exists.
They weren't. No, but because of the filming technology they used for TNG, Voyager, and
no, TNG was shot on film. TNG they have the negatives. That's why they re-released it.
It was a film. No, it was a film which was much cheaper and it only allowed for a certain resolution. I remember that explanation. And when they came to the remaster, it would cost them a lot of money because they didn't. There was only so much they could do with the original film, and when they did the I don't know what it was called, but it increased the resolution of the film to the highest they could for Deep Space Nine, and it still wasn't that much better than what it was originally. It was the limitation of the film which they were using to capture it. But
Capture it on video, you mean?
a few years, no, they didn't capture it on video. It was film, but it was some. Again, I don't know what it was specifically, but I remember being told that the limitation of it was that it was this cheaper stuff which evolved after as a more affordable way, and that was. Star Wars used a different kind of film, and the original series also used a different kind of film that was more expensive, but it also captured a high resolution.
Here's Joe Crazy. No, the goat is Saint Seiya. Oh, yeah, okay. I actually have no opinion on that. I've heard of it. I just never watched it.
If something was shot on 35 and they don't have the negatives, then they're really stupid and don't have any foresight. And that's a lot of these companies now, because they don't cut the negatives. They would just store it on videotape.
So you think they would keep like the film of
yes
the original series, but you think they wouldn't keep the film of Deep Space Nine? But they did keep the film of Deep Space. But they did keep the master of Deep Space Nine. They did.
No, they didn't cut the negative. That's what they stored it on videotape.
But it was the technology at the time that just it can't go into higher resolution.
You can't store NTSC video is standard resolution. They shot a film and didn't cut the negative, so they didn't have a film backup to store because they didn't have the show about the future didn't think that in the future maybe we would have to upgrade our negatives or digitize them. So there's a bunch of shit that's out there that you can't get a higher resolution out of it. The same goes for Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Those will always be 1080p because they used the wrong they didn't use the wrong cameras, but they used early digital cameras. It's very stupid, and that also calls into question why they haven't released a despecialized edition, because maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe they just scrapped the negative. Maybe they used it.
Well,
really
I think
stupid.
the reason why they did George Lucas create the original was it the special edition was to get around Fox, because the Fox held the rights to the original trilogy in terms of its release, and I think George Lucas's way of getting around that was to release the special edition, and then his excuse for why he didn't release the unspecialized edition was that he said he lost the film quotation marks, but I think that was really just an excuse because he didn't want to pay Fox any money.
If he lost it, then that's
I don't
criminal.
I don't think he lost it because he had it for the special edition, but I think he just didn't want to release the normal edition because it meant Fox would have taken a cut of his money.
All right,
you can make small changes to it.
Let's keep going here, folks.
Major changes.
I know you're loving a wonderful conversation about formats and technology of converting stuff to digital formats or whatever you're talking about. But I got to keep going with the super chats, and we got to go through this video. We have about 5 minutes left. I don't know what he's gonna say, so I really want to see. But let's keep going, okay? Rox is Uzi. Yeah, but Asta has Noelle, Mimosa, and Rebecca. He has his own little harem going. Who does Deku have? Normie Float Girl. Again, guys, take it, keep it in the chat. You don't have to super chat this, okay?
Well, no, you can keep super chatting it. Just Smud won't read it out because that way Smud gets the money and we get to keep watching this video.
Well,
don't super chat it. Just send it to my PayPal instead. I'll take your money.
I will read it.
I'll take the money. No, send it to my Patreon. How about that?
No, send it to me. Don't send it to Shiny.
No, send it to my Patreon. I need the money.
Shiny is a clone. He's not even a real person.
Clone lives matter. Clone lives matter.
So here's Jake the Surgeon. I can talk about Glib's mom. Does that count? Oh, you could say whatever you like about Glib's mom. I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't care.
He doesn't care either. Jake the Surgeon.
His mom's a hooer.
I'm Glib Skywalker. Remember?
Yeah.
I chose that family.
I changed my mom. Yeah. Okay. Asta had girls fawn over him, even though he has the personality of drawing paint mixed with plain oatmeal. Plain oatmeal. Is that like oatmeal you get on a plane?
No, it's oatmeal without any like syrup or brown sugar or ketchup or whatever you put in it.
Well, it's spelled with an I-N, sir, not an N-E, but okay. Jake the Surgeon. Asta also, here we go. Asta also has the mental capacity of your average child with an extra chromosome. Oh dear. Well, that could be a number of genetic defects.
This video just feels like someone in denial.
I'm not sure. This guy put a lot of effort into this, and he's so enthusiastic, and his arguments were just based off emotion. You sat there going, dude, you really did this for 2 months of your life or whatever it was. Anyway.
The best one was that we didn't understand film, and that's the reason why she's not a Mary Sue. If we don't agree or some shit.
Yeah. The naming convention should be like this. Yeah, okay. Rox's Uzi again. Yeah, Berserk, great at least. And at least Asta, geez, you really like Asta, actually likes a female and doesn't simp over some stupid hero. Also, Asta pretty smart on the battlefield. Wow, okay, guys. This is, again, talking about Ray, Mary Sue. Okay.
What's your name? Asta?
Asta.
Asta who? Asta Mouth.
Asta. Here's we finally get to see Asta in the Mary Sue conversation. Asta is a Gary Stu, fight me. All right, guys, you can fight in chat, on Twitter, whatever social media you like. Go for it. I don't mind. Just
super chats.
Just stop throwing money at me, okay?
Ping. No, don't. Keep doing it.
Stop. All right, let's keep going with 5 minutes here.
Dreams of hopes and adventures, but is shackled by circumstances. But I would say the biggest reason I love Ray is because of her compassion. Every day I try my best to make other people around me feel
What
happy.
compassion?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what he's talking about.
I try to be the best friend that I could possibly be to them. It's not always easy, people do things that make you upset or hurt you really bad, and sometimes they don't deserve forgiveness and they don't deserve your compassion.
They don't
seeing
deserve
what Ray did
forgiveness.
throughout this trilogy and how
Is this
she was
young
almost
Weeball?
always
Okay,
compassionate,
okay.
even towards those who didn't deserve.
They don't deserve forgiveness. I
Hello,
didn't learn
Ball.
that I didn't know that people learned. I didn't know that people deserved
Okay.
forgiveness, even if they were committed
So,
heinous acts, because I never
Right,
saw
this is-
the
okay,
original
one point, this
trilogy.
is extremely generic, and you could probably pull this out of your ass, but
What? What?
he
I would say
never.
Superman is a better example.
Does anyone have an example of compassion from Ray?
No,
Um,
except for that one time she healed that slug thing. That's about it.
Is that
When she says
She
you can
saved
follow me
Kylo
around,
Ren.
droid. She saves
Follow
Han
me
Solo.
around. You can
Remember
follow me
that?
around. Okay, BB-8, you can follow me around. That's okay. And then she
Yeah.
saves that slug thing. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
I guess when she saves Kylo Ren's life a little bit.
Yeah, but why did
There's
she
no
do
like
that?
there's no real overarching compassionate element or trait to Rey. She has like instances where she's like, okay, I'm going to have a little bit of character in this moment.
Yeah, but what character? We don't know why she did that. She was really gung-ho on grabbing his lightsaber before it hit the ground and then stabbing him with it. And she's like, oh, what have I done? It's like, you were trying to kill him, right? That was the idea behind a lightsaber battle, right? And then he force heals him and gets scared and runs away. And you're like, oh, okay. Is that compassion or just fear? I don't know.
Yeah, this is extremely generic.
Jake the Surgeon, Shiny, clones are designed to serve us. Now strip for me, you filthy copy. Oh, dear.
Listen here, you motherfucker. I will shoot you. Your lives doesn't matter, but clone lives do. How about that? Clone lives better.
See, this is why clones are a mistake, everybody. Star Wars
Clone
needs more
lives-
droids.
Look, clones died to save the Republic, and
Okay,
we
Shiny.
need to get more respect. We're
See?
veterans.
See, the clones are using an emotional appeal because they're all fleshy. Droids don't do that. Droids
Clone
are your
lives
friend.
matter more.
Droids
Clone
work for
lives
you.
better.
Also, the Republic is corrupt. The Jedi are taking over. Join the Confederacy of Independent Systems. You can have droids. You don't have taxation on your trade routes.
Don't
It's way
listen to
better,
this
guys.
What was that
propaganda.
group? The Technomancy or whatever? The Trade Federation? I can't remember.
Yeah, join the Technomancy. We have a dance party all the time. The Tech Union. Techno Union.
The Techno
that's what it
Union.
is.
There we go.
Daft Punk is in charge of the Techno Union.
Droid lives don't matter.
Droids aren't alive, and that's what makes them.
Droids
Material.
aren't people. Droids aren't people.
Droids are great because
aren't people.
you can sell
Clankers
them,
are not people.
and they have value. Unlike Shiny, because he's a clone and has no value. You can't trade him.
All right, here's Rock Suzuki again. Last super chat, I swear, Gary Stews don't lose or train. Asta loses. Here we go. Asta trains almost every day of his life and has to work for. That's a great example of a not Mary Sue. If you're constantly having to work and train every day of your life, there you go. See?
Towards those who didn't deserve it.
Maybe Mr. Goldman could watch some anime. Maybe that would help. I don't know.
Like Kyle, it inspires me to be the best version of myself. As a great man once said, while it is always best to believe in oneself, a little help from others can be a true blessing. And
Who said
this
that?
brings me into the fandom.
I don't know how we went from compassion to that, but okay. I'm a bit like, this is, I don't know why we're listening to this, but we may as well.
All right. You know, if this character has really helped you, do you know what? It doesn't even matter if it makes sense. You know what? Good for you, mate. Good for you. This character has brought some kind of happiness to you, and you're trying to be compassionate to others. That's great. Yeah, okay. More to you. Good.
Ray still sucks. Sorry.
Yeah. She's still a bad character, but good for you.
Jake the Surgeon, Ray is a clone of Jar Jar without the charm or relatability. I don't know what she is, honestly. It's just random
Well,
things
I know
happen.
what she is. A Mary Sue.
Oh.
Mary Sue.
Oh. Joe Crazy.
And at least one thing I do know now that I am very happy about, at least we debunked his happiness because he just told us. So mission accomplished.
Yay. Thank you, everyone. We debunked someone's happiness today. Oh, dear.
What are we doing today? What is it? Brain
We do it today, Brain.
debunking.
Same thing we do every day, Pinky. Debunking happiness.
Yeah, there you go.
Joe Crazy.
Brain.
Droids are better because you don't have to feed them or give them beds. Oh, okay.
But you still have to
Exactly.
keep them powered.
Exactly,
If you
guys.
take away their control ship, they just kind of all die.
No, see, it's genius because with droids you can
Look, okay,
your
with
initial
dro-
investment,
with-
your
with
initial
droid-
investment
no,
of
with
droid and
droids-
power. You
with droids, you destroy. Okay, you have a 10-year-old fly into your ship. He destroys the core. All your droids just die. That's pathetic.
Yeah, but you know what? At least the kid's safe. Okay, it's just property. It's not like we're losing lives here. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing about the droids and power. I can get an initial investment of droids and then use the droids to harvest energy, like resources and materials that I can then use to either generate power for them or sell to get power. So it's like it makes sense. Droids you don't have to feed
Clones
them.
can
You
farm.
don't have to shower them. You don't
What
have
if
to bed
clones go
them.
farming? There you go. You got the exact same thing.
You don't have to do anything. They don't die. They last longer. You can repair them with parts. You can put a restraining bolt in, and then they won't. You can erase their memory. Droid lives matter, guy.
Jake the Surgeon
Well,
again. Jason Voorhees taught me to never give up, always knock down the obstacles, and to get up when you fall. Be like
They should
this.
make a new. They should make a new Jason Voorhees movie, like Friday the 13th, but it should be starring Brie Larson as the bad guy, Jason.
Walking really slowly. Dun, dun, dun.
Is this a personal attack? Yes, it is.
All right, we got, I guess, 4 minutes left. We can go through this. I don't see a problem with this.
When the Force Awakens came out and the fandom seemed to be united for the most part, it was great. It really was great. Love for Star Wars was everywhere. People were excited for the future of the fandom.
People were blind.
Things were just really good. And once The Last Jedi came out, it really did bring the worst out of our fandom from everyone. And it's not because a lot of people disliked the movie. It's because of the way we treated each other. We called people who hated the movie sexist and racist, and we called people who loved this movie social justice warriors.
Didn't.
My hope for this fandom is that we
at least
stop
he's
labeling people based
in
off of
between.
their opinions of these movies.
Okay,
To
have any of us
someone-
called him an SJW?
I called him an idiot. Because he liked the scene with the dagger.
That's not the same thing.
No, he's an idiot. Like, if you say
Well,
that's
no,
a
but
good
we-
scene and you
we
describe
said
why,
that he said that people are calling anyone who doesn't like the film,
Well-
or anyone who does like the film, an SJW.
If-
We're not
no,
calling him an SJW.
but we will.
Though
if-
we have been called sexist and racist, though.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But if they
He called us like, evil, annoying guys. I don't know.
Sure, but if they actually espouse left-leaning ideologies to explain why they like something, and they say, "Oh, this is the film for me," it's like, well, that's what makes you an SJW. You are looking for the thing you're projecting, and you're describing it as such. And we say that's not necessarily in the film, but that's what you are. So he didn't say that, so we're not going to call him that. It's very simple.
Well, so yeah, I think that makes us fair that we get to call him idiots if he called us idiots, so we can't. go
Well,
around
yeah,
that.
we're idiots. We just don't watch. We're not watching movies right, et cetera, et cetera. It's like it's fine. It's all like basic banter as far as I'm concerned. If you're making an argument about film, why something's bad, and someone likes something which is bad, and you're like, okay, and you go through all the rigmarole of arguing, and you just say, well, that's just your cup of tea, sir. And he's like, no, this is actually good. And I'm like, okay, we've explained this. It's not good. And if you can't accept that, that's not my problem. That's fine. But to accuse other people of not seeing what the thing you just invented in your head, that's pretty dumb. So, anyway, Jake the Surgeon, Predator taught me the value of honor and hard work. Only those who can earn your respect get a fair fight. That's good. Yes. I like these ethical or moral lessons from these wonderful characters in film.
Symbol of optimism and hope, and seeing him in his negative way in The Last Jedi just really deeply hurt people. And it wasn't about character inconsistencies. It was about
You hate
not
The Last
seeing
Jedi?
this person be
I'm gonna
this
attack
positive
you.
force for people.
It's the best movie ever.
And the same goes the other way. To some people, seeing Luke Skywalker make mistakes, but coming back from those mistakes and saving the galaxy is really inspiring to them. Don't
it's called the hero's
assume
journey.
why people love or hate something. You don't even know your closest friends 100%. So how could you know the reasons why people have certain opinions?
These are just
over
terrible
the
arguments.
internet?
It's terrible. terrible.
Of course, discord and debate can happen.
The good. It doesn't matter if it's bad writing, guys.
Is that got to do with anything?
Luke
Okay,
is good
if
writing.
someone-
Luke's journey is good writing. Rey's journey, she doesn't have a journey. It's bad writing.
Like the sentiment is there again. Like you shouldn't be calling anyone like these labels unless you have any evidence. It kind of feels a little bit. I don't know. He's not really portraying it right, and it feels a little bit empty or almost. I don't know what's the right term. I want to say virtue signaling, but not in what we usually associate with virtue signaling. Like he wants to try and signal like how like fair he is. Like, oh guys, you need to stop being dicks to each other. Like, oh, everyone needs to get along. The world would be better if everyone just loved each other.
It's an unnecessary part of this video. It doesn't matter. Like he's just saying, "Oh, this is what I learned. This is what I went through. I've observed this." Kind of like when he made all those random non sequiturs throughout the film or throughout the video. It's like, I like this. This was a scene. It's like, yeah.
He felt really inspired by Luke Skywalker not really doing anything in The Last Jedi. He died.
Here's Jake the Surgeon. The xenomorph taught me patience, focus, and that if you work hard enough, you can support your family. That's fantastic.
See how generic that is. Like his whole reasoning is like it's so generic.
Yeah, go watch Aliens. It'd be fantastic. You'll learn about
His
family
argument
values.
basically boils down to. His argument is basically boils down to every single argument that TLJ defenders always put forth. Don't critique my show. Don't critique my character because you'll ruin my good time. They're allowed to have opinions. They're allowed to like things. But we who don't like it, we're just supposed to sit by and shut up. We're not allowed to say anything. We lose our right to speak.
I don't think he's an SJW, or at least I don't know he's an SJW.
I didn't say he was an
I'll
SJW. I said TLJ defender.
Yeah. All right.
Here's Joe Crazy. Berserker taught me that it could always be a lot worse. That's good. Thank you, Berserker. Oh, sorry, Berserker. I thought you meant our Berserker. All right. Yeah, Berserker or Berserk is a little little different manga or anime. Striker.
All right, let's just ignore the super chats for a while. Just keep going because we need to get through this, and we're nearly there.
I gotta
We
read
can get
them.
through super chats at the end.
They paid
Oh,
for some
fine.
time. Freddy Krueger taught me to kill kids to get dream powers. What? Really?
Of course.
All right.
Discussions all the time, and I really love it. But instead of trying to win or trying to make the other person feel bad because you may know more than them, try to genuinely just share your opinion and have a good discussion. And try
Genuinely.
to listen to them, because if you don't listen to them,
We tried.
why on earth would they listen to you? That's
Well, we
what
did
I
listen
try
to
to
you.
do. And
I
I'm
wanna
not
fight.
perfect at it. I'm a human being.
punch.
I'm flawed. But I do try my best to listen to other people. One last
All right.
thing.
When did he listen at any time to other opinions when he made a 2.5-hour video why Ray is not a Mary Sue? At any point did he go, you know what? Maybe I should talk to someone. Maybe I should get a second opinion on this. I don't think he did that even once.
Well, no, he's saying. Well, he's saying that we should listen to other people's opinions, and we did. We listened to your opinion in quotation marks because again, I think opinion has very subjective connotations. But yeah, we listened to him and what he had to say, and we did. We honestly, we did. We weren't dishonest. He listened to his arguments and we rebutted them with evidence and everything. There you go.
Yeah. Here's Jake again. Sad thing is, all the examples I gave have actual evidence to support them. Yeah, we use references. We talk about TV tropes. We looked at
We
some
talk
of the
about
lore.
what's actually in the film.
Yeah, we don't make assumptions. We don't use headcanon. We don't induce things. Fine. That's pretty much what it comes down to. While he uses headcanon constantly. And here's another Roxas Uzi. Here we go. More anime. Naruto taught me that hatred begats hatred, and that the cycle of violence destroys everything. Huh? Naruto has a better commentary of the cycle of violence than The Last of Us 2. It does? Oh my god. Well, I'm sure anything does. I'm sure anything has a better story of the cycle of violence than The Last of Us 2.
Pornhub taught me not to order the big sausage pizza unless
Yeah.
I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
Pornhub taught me to be a plumber.
Joe Crazy. So he's saying that we shouldn't destroy what we hate, but save what we love. I don't know. I don't think
No,
so.
you need to destroy everything that you hate. That's the only way to save what you love.
There we go.
Of course.
Then burn the ashes.
And then burn the ashes, then burn those ashes. Okay.
Expunge from history everything that ever set you back.
Yes.
Destroy the past.
Foot Clan 004. That's interesting. He doesn't, and his forced positivity doesn't work. I've seen him take shots at Mahler because long man bad. Really?
Ooh.
Of course. It's the Pokimane thing. It's like, guys, I just want you to know, just be positive and do better. It's like,
Well, again,
no.
it's like the signaling that you
And
I'm just-
they usually go with, just be positive, guys. Don't hate anything. By the way, here's the thing.
guy.
I
Look,
hate
we just
Trump.
need to listen to each other. If more people
Zip, zip, zip,
Shiny.
zip, zip, zip,
Shiny.
zip, zip, zip.
dicks to each other, it like just really.
That was amazing.
What?
That was pretty good. Pretty good.
I don't know if I want to apply dicks to everyone else there, Shiny, but that's nice to know.
Dick Society.
Hashtag Dick
What?
Society.
Dick Society.
I don't know what's happening here.
Oh, that was great. That was
I don't
fantastic.
know what's going on.
Okay, Jake, be positive and love each other, except that long prick over there.
I was like, yeah, just be positive and love each other. All right, you little shit. Starts being
Okay, let's keep going.
If someone about this franchise, you should champion that. I don't like The Phantom Menace at all. I think it's a terrible film. But when people come to me and tell me how much they love it, I'm so happy for them and I'm jealous. I wish I loved everything. I'm going to be honest with
I
myself.
wish I was blind and dumb and blissful and ignorant and yeah, that'd be great. You go through life.
Why does it feel so soy to me? It feels really, really soy. Big
There's
time soy.
I don't know.
You can like the film that.
Well, I like people to understand the context of what they're reading or watching and say, well, I like it because it is an X. And you're like, oh, you're right, it is an X. Or I dislike it because it's an X. Like, you're right, it's still an X. Like, I want them to know what they're looking at. And then they could judge whether they like it.
It just feels like it's out of weakness. Like, it feels like this is out of weakness. Like, he doesn't want to judge people's like of the Phantom Menace, for example, because he doesn't want people judging his like of Rey. Judging by going by the sheer desperation that he watched for 2 hours.
But if other people do love it, I'm gonna support that and be really.
We don't care about your subjective
Why would I want to make
enjoyment.
someone love something less?
I don't care.
I wouldn't.
We're not. Okay.
Why would I want to?
Why would I want to make
People
people
feel
feel bad?
bad.
Because you should feel bad, you pathetic something.
That's the huge misconception that he's having is that a good film is like if you love. Like he's confusing the idea of a good film and a film you love. There's subjective and objective. There's quality, and then there's how you feel. You can feel however you want. We don't care about what you feel. That goes all the way over there. That's not part of the discussion. What we talk about is the actual quality in the film and its writing. We don't talk about how much you love or care about a film. We don't care at all. It means nothing.
I care.
We don't want you to like the film. When we come into a discussion like this, we're not saying you can't like the film. We're saying that the film is poorly written and you can enjoy it all you want. We're not saying you can't enjoy it.
I have a feeling that you can say that as many times as you want, and they'll never get through.
Yeah, it's like
look, if I say it loud enough, maybe it'll get through to their thick skulls.
It's kind of like appreciating a villain. Like a villain is evil. They're supposed to be non-virtuous. And you go, well, I don't like that character because he's evil. While someone else can say, well, that's exactly why I like him, because he's evil. He's such a good villain. And it's the same thing you're looking at. You're just having a different reaction. But you're not arguing on the points themselves because everyone observes the same thing. They just have a different reaction. And they say, yes, he's such a good villain. I hate him. Yes, he's such a good villain. I love him, etc., etc. That's what we're trying to get at. We're trying to get at the truth of what's actually on the screen or what's on the page, and then arguing the details if you understand them. And a lot of people interpret the details as something completely different, or they skip over things like he has done, and they cherry pick for favoritism of likeness or dislike. And we could be accused of that too when we say, this is a horrible film, look at all these mistakes, and we don't point out the positives because we don't care, because everything's like 90% of this film is so bad that the 10% doesn't matter to us. And we could easily make that film why the episode 9 is so great or why it's even good. I could try.
Even if you point out all the positives, that wouldn't make it a good film still, because
No,
there's just so much
you're
terrible
right.
stuff.
Yeah, over in comparison, that's what I'm saying. You could say, look at what I have, all the bad and all the good. But we don't need to do that because it's such a mess. And if you don't get it, if you can't see that episode 9 is such a mess, and you try to defend the worst thing I've ever seen, like I've never seen that stupid dagger
protractor.
I've never seen a worse scene in any film in my life like that. You cannot defend it. I would just put my foot down and say, no, you're done. So there are some things I won't cross some bridges here and there, but you have to understand why it's good. You have to understand why it's bad and what JJ did. And I can't see anyone take them seriously if they just look at episode 9 and say, well, this is great because Rey is there and Rey is doing things. And I really like Rey. It's like, no.
And it's occasionally triumphant.
Yeah. Watch the first 10 seconds of this video. That's exactly how he sounds. He's about to say that, I swear. He's just like, oh. Anyway.
And it's very, very efficient.
Okay. It is very efficient. You're right. It's so efficient, I can't follow it. Jake the Surgeon. I think bad films should be destroyed like Shiny's Race. Oh my God.
Right, Jake the Surgeon, where do you live? Might have to execute Order 66 on your ass.
All right. 1 minute.
Bad for loving. I wouldn't. I know I kind of went on a
We're
tangent
not trying to
here,
make you
but
feel bad. Fuck off.
this Mary Sue topic about Ray is a very sensitive one,
Why?
and
No, it isn't.
I know
Why?
there are going to be people who dislike this video who haven't even watched 5 minutes of it. But I can take it. I can take it because
Alright, good for you.
if this video just means the world to one person, a kid who loves Ray but is so disappointed by the way she's been
Think
hated
of the
on
children.
by this fandom, and if this video
Think
just
of the
means a lot
children.
to that one person, then what?
Wait a second. You're trying to argue if my video makes someone smile, it was all worth it.
If one person enjoyed your video, it was all worth it. Even if 90% of the people hated it.
Well, the like to dislike ratio is mostly positive, so obviously the fanboys are out. That's fine. That's who he attracts. It's fine. You know your audience. Good for you. But again, no one's responded. You have not responded to my comments. You've hearted almost every single comment. If you had the time to do so, I think he's probably up to 8,000 views or whatever it is. So, you know, it's like, you want a discussion, I'm waiting, and hopefully we'll find out in 2 weeks. But I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. Maybe he's open to time and he's got stuff to do and he'll make some time for us. Who knows? Jake the Surgeon, I live inside you, Shiny. Oh, dear.
Well, it looks like I'm going to have to kill myself.
But wouldn't you be killing him?
Well, that's the point. If I kill myself, he also dies.
Okay. Roxas Uzi. Pornhub taught me that 2D women are better than real women. Give them big ol' anime bits. There's the lesson that anime and Pornhub has taught us. Thank you, Roxas Uzi. It's nice to know. Oh, dear. All right, now we're at 1 minute. Okay, here we go.
There we go. Just need to finish
For
it.
as a content creator. And if I changed one person who hated this character, and after watching this video, they're like, Ray's actually kind of interesting. If I changed that person's...
Good luck.
Again,
I don't know what's going on, but the video is just choppy, and I don't know. I'm not pressing anything, so
Well, you maybe dislike Ray even more. So there's one thing.
maybe yeah. I dislike the people trying to defend her more. Yeah, more or less. Oh God, the arguments
Maybe
are
it just
so
made
bad.
it made me dislike you more
Well,
because you came up with some terrible arguments.
I've heard of the Uncle Unkar argument before. I didn't know it was that deep. Like it ran that
Uncle
far.
Butt.
That was like the
Uncle
first
Butt.
hour of the video. I was like, whoa, dude, chill.
what else ask for as a content creator?
Uh,
Anyway,
Shiny.
I don't know. Our audience that
Audience.
likes you and is respectful of you and is very good and very fun. I don't know. I guess you could
for
also.
those
I
of
don't
you
know,
who
I don't know.
decided to watch this really long video, even if you disliked it, thank you so much.
You're welcome,
you
sir.
don't understand the amount of work and the amount of time I had to put into this video.
No, I
I
understand.
really did work my
I understand. It's just like it's like the prequel series, poor execution.
Oh.
Except it's unlike the prequels. At least the prequels had
But
good
obviously
ideas.
not a lot.
At least the prequels had good ideas to back it up. But this was terrible ideas, terrible execution
Yeah.
of those terrible ideas.
my ass off. You guys watching it really means a lot to me. So thank you.
Good for
Thank you
you.
so much. I hope everyone
care.
enjoyed this video. I do have a lot of
I
other
didn't.
pro sequel trilogy content on this channel. So if that's something you're interested in, then go check out those videos as well. Don't forget to smash that like button and
Are you sure
leave a
about that?
comment on your thoughts of this video.
Are you sure about extending that invite to us?
Who wants to join his live chats, guys?
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind going on. I don't mind talking to him. Seems like a nice guy.
But
We just invade. No one expects the
Welcome to
Smudcast
Smudcast, everyone.
We just invade. We put a giant Smudcast logo on there, and it's like
No
this is
one
out
expects this.
now.
No one expects the Smud Inquisition.
Jake, the surgeon, again. I refuse to believe he put any kind of work into this 2-hour mess. No, he definitely put work into it. The issue is, was he thinking critically?
Time- Not sure-
Sorry?
I'm sure he put time into it. I'm not sure about effort.
Well, no, I think he did. No, obviously this was a labor of love. Like he obviously
Between spending, no, because his arguments aren't that well thought out.
No. I'm not
I don't-
saying his arguments are good. I'm meaning that the effort he did to make the video took at least a month or a bit, and he thought about
but
it.
there's a difference between taking time. No, but there's a difference between taking physical effort and a difference between taking time. So yeah, sure, yeah, it took a lot of time for him to do something. But if you don't do it, like if he's not putting, sorry, how do I say?
I know what you're trying to say, Shane.
You can put time into doing something, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing it and putting effort into it, if that makes sense.
Well,
Like I can spend time doing a drawing for a really long time, but if I don't put the effort in, it's probably going to be really crap.
Well, this is relative to your skill at drawing, of course, and that doesn't mean some guy could take 10 minutes who's an artist and draw even better. But in his level, what he was doing, 2 hours and a half is a lot of effort to me to explain and go through 3 movies and extended stuff to talk about why he thinks something is X, which is cool. That's totally fine. The problem is the content therein and arguments thereof weren't that good because he wasn't using critical thought. He was using emotion or whatever you want to call his drive. So obviously he took effort. Obviously he took time. He wasn't thinking critically, and his concept of logic was very weak.
Flawed.
Well, something is either logical or it's not. So I want to be friendly here and say, well, he didn't understand what he was doing with his logic. That's fine. A lot of people don't otherwise, so it's totally fine. But it doesn't help with an argument. So, all right, we got 10 seconds. We're good. Let's do it.
And I'll see you guys next time.
Yay!
Peace.
Like,
All right.
Ray is not a Mary Sue.
Yeah. that's how it goes. Anyway, we're done. Bravo, folks. Thanks for sticking with us all this time. Shiny for staying up and losing his mic and working from home. LitDev for toughing it out with us all this time.
wait, everyone's going out.
There we go.
There you are.
We have made it back to Ithaca. We have completed our odyssey.
Yeah.
I may have disappeared, but I was never truly gone.
Oh.
No one's ever really gone.
Well, Shiny, you're going to be busy next week, so I don't know if you're going to be able to make it in the Smudcast, but we'll see what we
I've
can
got
do.
Thursday off completely,
Yeah.
so I should be.
If
there's
you want. I
anything,
mean,
then
this is
should
your education source. You should probably take care of that. But we'll find out what
Yeah,
happens.
I am.
Okay. And
Well,
Glib,
I honestly don't know what's really happening with uni, but I know that I've got some lessons and I've got a timetable.
I want you to focus more on your own content than just chatting with us. As fun as it is, I'd rather want you to focus on your own work, your own YouTube stuff, your own writing, whatever passion takes you, whatever direction. I think that's more important. But definitely, we'll try to get you on as much as possible. And Glib, we're gonna keep nagging you to come on, even though you don't want to, but we appreciate it every time you do.
If I didn't want to, I wouldn't.
Come here, you piece of shit.
Well, this
You better be on here.
considering Shiny's not going to be here, maybe that'll encourage you more. I don't have no idea.
Nanomachine, son.
Nanomachine.
That's how we're going to get you on here.
I'm going through all 400 of my YouTube subs, and I'm just looking at this graveyard of all these channels that shut down and stuff, thinking about it. I'm like,
Oh,
You
what
know,
is it?
I love what we were talking about earlier. Where it was Shiny had no internet, Glib most affected.
Yes, because I have
He's
to
the
talk
most
more.
affected by me losing my internet.
Well, clones aren't human, so I have to
Fuck
feel all
you.
the real emotions.
Listen here, you piece of shit.
all
Cowboys
right.
aren't people.
All right, guys.
I mean, someone
Look here, listen.
I mean, someone on the podcast has to have emotions. It might as well be Glib. I guess. Shiny's not here.
Everyone else is a robot. Yeah, okay. All right, guys. Well, we might be doing movie night. I don't know when. We're still figuring out times and such. Of course, my computer's a bit broken. I'm going to bring up my old machine. I think I could still work on that and do some video editing. Really want to get back to that. And hopefully we'll have game night soon. I'm not sure when, but that's definitely next on the agenda. And again, bring your suggestions. The suggestions section of the Discord. Always happy to hear them. See what you've got. And check out these guys' channels. I'm not sure what Glib's got going, but I'm always curious. So
I'm working on a big honkin' video. I by the end of my video, you will know what happened to Mr. Robot. You'll understand a lot about Sam Esmail's filmmaking process, and you'll understand the diagnosis of a specific mental disorder from top to bottom. So
interesting. Very cool.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
But the hardest part I have to say about my method of understanding film and that kind of stuff is realizing that I'm limited by how effective my editing is going to be based on the copyright system.
Oh.
So I might become more of a bit shooter or something like that, and then have edited versions on YouTube, which is frustrating because I want to upload in 4K, and it's like this or Vimeo. So I still don't know exactly how I'm going to upload, but I'm motivated to make videos and stuff. This one is one of the, it's like if somebody chose their first review to be on Memento and they decided to explain everything in detail, it would take them a really long time.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
War and Peace, Part 1, coming soon.
Oh, wow. Another 3-parter or 3-hour parter or whatever you want to call it. Okay, great. Fantastic. LitDev.
I'm working on... Oh, LitDev first.
We're going in order, Shiny. Just chill out there. LitDev, how's it going? What do you got on your channel?
Oh, pretty good. I have a video coming out, I believe, tomorrow evening. It's going to be an hour and 20 minutes long. But it's a full video on is Superman still relevant today? And it's not just is Superman the character, but Superman, what he represents, the hero, and the archetype of the hero. Is the moral hero still relevant today? And we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Also, if you're a Zack Snyder fan, this warning. Just be careful.
Okay.
Trigger warning for Zack Snyder fans.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would imagine. That's usually what LitDev's good at, is pissing people off. So that's that works. Okay. And Shiny, we know you're busy next week, but what do you have going on your YouTube channel?
At the moment, I'm in the middle of writing 2 videos. I was making a response to the CBR article saying that Star Wars Rebels is better than Star Wars The Clone Wars. I got pretty far on it, but then I decided I wasn't happy with it. So I'm now going to redraft the script, and I'm going to re-record all that, and I'm going to get through it. Hopefully...
You defend Genny Tartakovsky's Clone Wars, okay?
Ooh.
Fuck off. No,
that's what I'm
piece
going
of
to do.
shit.
That's what I'll do. It'll be the Shiny versus Glib.
Well, I think what I'll
Why
do
2D Clone Wars is better than 3D?
Yeah.
Why 2D is better than 3D? And then all the anime fans will show up and upvote it.
2D
Isn't that right? I'm depending on Alex Halo. I'm depending on all you anime fans.
Fuck off, Glib.
2D better than 3D. Everybody knows the waifus are higher quality.
There we go.
But yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll upload the first draft that I'm not really happy with up to Patreon for any of you which are on my Patreon. It's in my channel. Go support it, please. I need money. But I'm also working on a review of Star Trek 2009 because I found that there wasn't enough reviews on there which really go into depth with all that film's problems. And I'm halfway through, but it's going to be it's not going to come out anytime soon because I've got a lot to work on it. It's a very long film. It's my attempt at making a Mauler video, essentially.
Oh, fun. That sounds like
Alrighty
fun.
then.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, and because of I can't really. It's easier, I should say, for a channel like Mauler because all he has to do is put clips over what he's saying. I've got to actually sync up my avatar's actions to what I'm saying, so it makes it more difficult for when I'm actually talking.
You're going to call people like pretentious mumties and stuff? That'd be cool.
Well, in my case, I'm a little dead in the water, but I have done a script for my Sarah, why Sarah is useless in Dragon Age Inquisition, and I have to record that on my old box and then do video editing there. And I'll be slowly doing a plot analysis of Chrono Trigger, which I've been watching for the past month. There's all these playthroughs and endings and secret stuff, which I've always loved this game. I never got around to doing it. So that will be my next project. So until then, I'll be waiting till November to buy a new computer to do something with my graphics card, or a graphics card that can handle, Cyberpunk 2077. So that's sort of the big deal of the year. And hopefully I can make more content in the meantime. But yeah, that's what's going on. Hopefully we'll see a game night soon, a movie night soon. and I'll keep you guys updated very shortly about that. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys real soon. Have yourself a great evening.